Boom, we're live. Recording started.
Hey, man, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, for sure. Welcome to Drunken Exotics.
It's Drunken Exotics. All right.
It's Drunken Exotic. Yeah. So how we came up with it was I think the whole idea of a podcast is fucking brilliant. And it's one of those things like for months I've been thinking I gotta start it. And quarantine hit. And I was like, what a better time. You know what I mean? Everyone's chilling. People just want to watch stuff or listen to stuff. And I had a little bit extra time too. So me and my buddy John, he's going to hop on. He's running late. But we were talking and I was like, we just have to have like a real, like low key, relax, like get people on and drink beer and just talk about shit, you know? And it doesn't even have to be snakes. Like, it could be like aquarium stuff. Like we have one of my good buddies builds aquariums. So we're going to have him on. And so really it's just like any animals, you know what I mean? Any exotics. And dude, if you would have been on, the first couple were rowdy. And this is like first.
What's rowdy mean?
Rowdy. You guys don't say rowdy up in Ohio?
Like does that mean you're like partying?
Like they just got rowdy, dude. Like John, it was like I think our first episode, John was drinking moonshine. I probably slugged like 8 beers, and it was out of control. Hold on 1 second, he's calling me.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm getting a little rowdy today myself.
Hey, how the hell do I get on this thing?
You gotta copy and paste the link and put it into your like internet, or you gotta put it in Chrome.
I gotta put it in what?
Google Chrome.
So I got Google Chrome.
Yeah, copy the link I emailed you and then paste it into Google Chrome.
Hold on. This is so confusing. So you guys started?
Yeah, we're only 2 minutes in.
So you're recording while I'm doing this?
Everyone's seeing you.
So he clicks a link from his email, right?
Yeah, so just click the link from your email and it should take you right there.
And then you like type in your name and then boom.
All right.
Then type in your name and then boom, he says.
Hold on, speaker. Guys, how much I was just joining in here? I'll call you back.
Okay.
Once I figure this shit.
Okay. All right, bye. I forget where we were. Oh, yeah, they got rowdy. Like, dude, the first episode we did, John was slugging moonshine, and we were up till like 2:30. And I ended up watching it back the next day, and I was like, bro, we cannot post this. Like, we were out of control. But, they get fun, though. This is actually our first weeknight one, so it's Monday. Okay. Yeah, most of them we were doing like Friday, Saturday night.
So when is this going to go live? When are you trying to post it?
Fucking tomorrow. I just couldn't go live. Yeah, I just couldn't go live tonight because I signed up today, and then it said you have to wait 24 hours to like be accepted.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But
I like
anyway,
it's simple, man. Because I was trying to do a podcast back in 2017.
I remember. Yes, I remember.
I was pre-recording them on some Adobe software, and I was doing it like cutting out background noise and doing it upright, and then I have to submit it to Apple, and then I was thinking I need to get some cameras on me and do jump cuts myself, or you can stream through Google. What was it called? Google Hangouts or something like that. It was just a pain, dude, getting a podcast set up. I mean, I probably made it more of a pain than it needed to be. And this is so much simpler, man. I love it.
This is easy. I'm the same way, though. Yeah, everything I start, then it's like it can't just be something simple, like record it and put it up. Then I'm like looking at like what mic do I need, what headphones do I need, what setup, how to edit them, where I should put them, what you go down the rabbit hole, and then it's just like, bro, you should have just did it.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I'm just happy to be doing a little bit more on StreamYard. What's up, dude?
Oh yeah,
I like the 3.
There he is. Oh wait, how do I get back to that? That was nice.
You can be the main. You can be the main one.
I don't need to be the main guy.
Sorry, guys, I'm running late. I was helping with a snake rack, and he offered me a couple beers, and then
so he pre-gamed.
I told you it would be sober exotics today for me, but I guess it didn't happen. I'm kind of feeling pretty good, so.
It just doesn't work like that.
Did you say sober exotics?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So John, this is Chris. Chris, this is John.
John, nice to
Hey.
meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, man.
I was telling Chris about kind of like what made us want to start this, and then I told him how our first couple got pretty rowdy. You were drinking moonshine.
I have no comment to say at this point.
That's your best bet. Just shut up. Yeah, don't even talk about it.
Oh, dude, I've had a couple drunken podcasters still out there. Right, I'm 3 hours in. I was slurring, and fortunately, I kept it in my lane the best I could. I wasn't saying nothing too crazy, but I'm like, man, I gotta straighten up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that was pretty much it. We didn't say nothing too crazy. It was just I when I rewatched it, I'm sitting here and I'm just going like this the whole time. I'm swaying. I'm like, oh, here we go.
He's wobbling. Next thing you know, he's blasting music.
That's hilarious. Sounds like a party. Dude, people would probably love that live, dude. Like,
yeah, we should
party, man.
That's true. Yeah, we got to start going live.
I love the live. Get the little comments on the side, this and that. But this is definitely different because I noticed in my last couple podcasts the comments just they distract me a little bit, you know. And I like interacting with them, and it pushes it along. But I'm like, I want to try to focus more on like who I'm talking to too. So
right,
that's just me though. I'm 80.
Yeah, I am too. But
same here.
Yeah, so we kind of been bullshitting for a minute, but seriously, bro, I really appreciate you joining.
Thanks for having me, man.
I've wanted to bullshit with you for so long, and
I know we've been chatting for a while now. Yeah,
I know, and that's a lot of why we started this too, was because I thought, what an easy excuse, like, you know what I mean? Hop on a podcast, we'll post it, maybe get some stuff from there, but really, it's just a good chance to talk with people.
Yeah, I follow him on my regular Instagram. My name,
everyone.
I see your stuff all the time. It's pretty cool.
What's your IG name?
Well, my IG is J Stap, but I'm starting on my reptile one. It's called Raspy Stap Exotics.
I put him in the story with you, Chris.
Nope. There we go. Followed you, man.
Bam.
Thanks, man.
Raspy Stap Exotics.
Raspy Staps. But yeah, so we got fucking Ball Pythons 101. The man's in the house. What a name, by the way. How'd you come up with that?
That's all right. So I was Chris Searcy Reptiles from when I like started the social media and the ball python business, like 2014.
Oh, you started that early.
Yeah, that's when I bought. I had like a couple normals and Killer Bee, Mojave, Lesser in like 2012, and then ended up moving. Had kind of just sold off the very small like 10 head collection. I hated doing that. I didn't know if I was going to get back in it, and then I just found an avenue to get back in it where I could house them. That was my biggest issue. Is I wanted a big collection, a couple hundred heads, and I needed a space and this and that. So eventually, it kind of stars aligned to where I could get a rodent colony and the collection going. And I got to like 2016 under my name, and I liked it. I feel like I was getting pretty known for Chris Searcy Reptiles, and I still like to use my name Chris because people know me as that too from my original start. And came 2016, I was just kind of starting to get some momentum, this and that, and it just felt like something. It was time for a change, basically. Yeah, and I wanted to be able to brand more based off of something that's just not a personal name. It's like split. Half people go with like I don't know what like a slogan type name, and then like half people go with like their own name, like
right.
I mean, which is a lot of respect to them guys because they really do have a brand out of a name, and I think it's a little bit more challenging for some people to make a brand out of a name if you're not really like known for something that's going to go down like as a legacy in the hobby.
Right.
Like, people are known for like a project or this and that, or just the name has like that household name. So I don't know, man. To answer your question, I didn't really know what I wanted. So I think I wanted to have the word ball pythons in it, or ball python, because, that's what we breed and what we sell. So, so did you hear that? The wife's yelling at the cat in there. So, cat just got in trouble. Did you guys hear that? She's like, get out. Cat getting in the bathroom or something. He's mischievous, our cat. Man, cats are so mischievous, especially kittens. Oh my gosh. So anyway, I was just searching. Well, I wanted to get it. I wanted the domain name to be available and all the names on social media, just to make it simple. And for whatever reason, I thought of Ball Pythons 101 just came across my mind. I typed it in, it was available, and it was, no question. I knew immediately that would be my brand as soon as it was available. And it almost feels a little unfair at times, but I try to at least do justice to the hobby, and I'm not doing the most work out of anybody. In fact, I've kind of been chilling, but I try to keep a good name and get the reach out there and hopefully bring new people to the hobby and maybe help someone or whatever, entertain someone, just something. But I love it. It's great, man. I love it.
Yeah, you're engaged.
That was a catchy name. No, it's my bad. I was saying that was a catchy name because when I first found him on Instagram, I just see Ball Pythons 101, and I looked at the stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool. He gets a follow. That's cool as shit. You know what I mean? But it's catchy. It sticks out at you. You know what I mean? Ball Pythons 101.
Yeah, and it's the basics.
I don't really know what it means. It's one of them things where I don't know. It's very open for interpretation or what it is. So I should totally build it out and put a website together and just kind of a portal for some basic information, expand my YouTube. I think that would be a good thing to strive for over the next couple of years. Now that I'm a little bit more freed up and matured a little bit. I've had some wild moments on social media myself, especially if I get to drinking some beers and stuff. I feel like an idiot the next day sometimes. We've all done that, You're not a ball python breeder or reptile keeper in general if you're not having a wild night here and there.
Oh no. I text him the next day. I'll text him the next day, what did I say last night? Do you remember? Because I usually don't watch it after this because I'm too embarrassed to see what I said or did. So I
relate to this. That's when I just delete it.
Get rid of it.
Don't even watch. I'm hitting the delete button. I don't even want to see it again.
No good.
Them are far few in between, but
that's actually a really good idea. What you said about the portal, because
everybody can have their own. That would be helpful for everybody if everybody had info put out.
But I'm putting this on you because listen, I'm putting this on you. This is your task. Because listen, Ball Pythons 101, the basics. You know what I mean, dude? Right. If you started a portal and put care guides and like information, I bet you'd be able to reach so many more people, just for the sheer fact of people like Ball Python 101. What do I need?
Especially that's a lot of beginner snakes too. A lot of people get ball pythons for a beginner snake.
Oh yeah, definitely. Of course, there would always be people that would disagree with some of the info on there, but it is what it is.
Right. You can't make everyone happy.
Right.
Where's that from?
Oh, I thought that beer said 450 on it. I thought it was 450 North.
No, 365.
Got it.
I'm just keeping it simple with some Modelo.
We were trying to get sponsored by Modelo.
Drunk.
I had a Yingling earlier. Isn't that from Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Yingling.
Yeah, I wanted them. We had dinner for my wife's 50th birthday. So
okay,
got an older one.
Is she
here?
Over that?
Same here.
Is
How
she
much
mad?
is yours?
Is she mad at her age?
No, is she mad that you're doing a podcast on her birthday night?
Oh no, technically her birthday is not till a couple of days from now, but we went ahead and just called it tonight. It's whatever.
What's the age difference for you? I got an older one too.
I'm 33. I'll be 34 in August, so I guess 16 years.
Mine is 12. She just turned 42.
Nice. So you're 30.
Damn.
I'm 30.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Nice.
I gotta step it up and get me an older woman.
You got a girl, don't you?
No, not well. It's complicated.
I remember I thought you put your girlfriend. It's I feel like that's like a creeper now, but I remember you putting a girl on your story a couple years ago.
Bro, I put her on my thumbnail.
Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth. What you're about to go do. Tell them the truth. Speak it out.
Listen,
he told me last night when he was here helping me.
Listen, I put her on my thumbnail for YouTube, and it got 800 views or something, and all my other videos got 200. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Was it a bikini shot or something?
No, it just was her. She was holding. I was I was talking through my breeding stuff, and I was like, "Here, babe, hold the chart and look cute," And And it worked.
Wait, so if it's a bikini, so we'll get views for that. Hey, babe, get up here in the bikini.
Right. You might go up to
Yeah.
1,600.
She'd come up here and slap the shit out of me now. Watch. What'd you say to me?
That's funny.
I ain't got anything against anyone that wants to put their family members on their girlfriends on their social media.
She'd take a nice picture. It wouldn't be nothing like that with mine. She'd be like, no. She's like, I'll beat your ass.
Like, what if be a picture like this?
So you run the business with your dad, right?
Yeah. So Pops is, he's my dad, very supportive father. Very blessed, very blessed for sure. We've always been close growing up. If he was always doing something in back, I'm, just helping him, handing him tools or whatever, standing on boards while he sawed them. Did that a lot. But I own the snakes pretty much. It's all me. I operate out of his home, but I'm getting a facility built at my home this summer, and that's got put off basically a year or two just with some other complications, and we're finally got the green light to. It's nothing major. It's like a 12 by 24 foot side room that's built so we have a walkout ranch, and then downstairs is the main finished basement. There's a bathroom and a furnace room, and then there's a 12 by 24 foot part of the bottom of our house that used to be a cistern, and it's just a cement room, just a storage room, and we're gonna just frame that out, put a mini split, probably epoxy the floor. I'm going to do a little add-on in the back for shipping, washroom, a 16 by 9. And that'll be the new headquarters. Because right now my snake room's 9.5 foot by 11.5. It's definitely cramped. And that little side room, there's a little side room that used to be the rat room, but then it became a washroom. Now there's just snakes running in there. It's a 6 foot by 12. Well, it's all connected, 6 foot by 11.5. So I'm packed in there, and it's kind of holding me back at this point, being in that space. It's definitely working for me, but I'm ready to get out and get into a bigger space, plus expand my rat colony.
Right. So are you going to design the room to keep snakes? Are you going to do any type of heating system or anything like that?
Yeah, so the electric is one thing. I want to get them up in the ceiling, the plugs, kind of most tubs are 3 foot long, or 31 or so, 41 quarts or 1040s. Mm-hmm. So I have the plug kind of out. I don't know if you can see my hands. I'm being weird here, but it's out the wall 3 feet, and then you can plug straight up.
Okay.
I think that would be convenient, with that. I don't know if I should go LED lighting or because right now I use the daylight fluorescent bulbs, and I use a grow room for growing stuff quality, and I don't know if LED, if you guys know if LED would be better. I haven't really started researching that part.
I don't know.
I was gonna try LED. I actually just got a set of LED lights for my room downstairs, and I haven't put them up yet. I'm actually having a buddy come over this weekend to help me do it.
Let me know how that goes.
I'll let you know. I mean, it's gonna be a first attempt for me also, so I can't really say.
I've seen LED pictures, and the colors really pop.
They're amazing.
As far as the it stays nice and cool down there, so I think it'll work out pretty nice. I'll probably have to have a dehumidifier. Maybe a humidifier for wintertime. Not sure about that yet, but I'm gonna get a mini split, and it's mounted on the wall. It's just it's got a little unit on the outside, your home HVAC system, but it's smaller. It's called a mini split. It does cool and hot. So
okay.
Get a nice. It's called a Mr. Cool, and you don't need a HVAC certified person to put it in. You just drill a hole in the wall, and it's already preloaded with the Freon. So that's kind of where you can cut out the professional, because it's preloaded. You don't have to put the Freon in,
right?
Refrigerant, and so that's what I'm gonna do.
That's sick.
I'm looking forward to it. It's very daunting to think about moving an entire snake collection, which is pretty much one living organism, kind of almost working synergistically together, and to think of moving that, it seems daunting. But fortunately, I only live about 20 some minutes away, so I don't have to move everything in one shot. I can, and I'm not rushed to get out of there. There's not a deadline, get your stuff out. Right. We sold the house, we got to leave. So I can take my time, over the course of a month or whatever. Probably even empty my incubator out there, not have to worry about moving eggs or anything. It just sounds like a nightmare having to pick up.
It does sound like a nightmare.
Move everything in one day. I know people have done it. But sounds sounds
Yeah.
like a
You
lot
got
of
to
work.
be set up. See, you're fortunate
Yeah.
because we do all this stuff. I actually run the business with my dad too. So he's kind of who got me into snakes growing up.
Okay.
And then it was like my senior year of college, and I saw pied for the first time, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" I don't even think I had any snakes at the time.
When did you get in? When did you get into ball pythons? As far as your current collection or whatever, do you?
So it would have been like middle of 2007, probably early 2017.
Okay. That was a
Yeah.
good year. It was a great year for growth in the hobby, 2017.
Mhm.
That's when
Yeah.
social media expanded a lot. Like it's when like live video came out and stuff like that. Stories.
Yeah.
Stories.
Yeah. So we actually do it together, but we have everything at my house. I'm at my parents' house, and I have two younger sisters and a mom that hated the snakes in the basement and bitched constantly. Get them out of the basement. Get them out. So we turned like one of our garages into a snake room, which ended up working pretty cool.
Nice. So you have an outbuilding. What do you heat and cool it with?
So John might even be able to explain it better than me. All I know is we got a big boiler and ran.
It's a radiant system.
Yeah.
It's radiant heat.
Taking a picture.
Yeah, that's a cool shot.
I was not prepared for it.
I got you a good one.
So, what did you get, John? It's a radiant system.
It's radiant. You run by a boiler.
Yeah.
You got a boiler.
So we
it's
do.
radiant.
Yeah.
No,
So we
he's
heat
coming
all
out
our
of the
stuff
pipe.
by hot water.
Does the air,
I'm a plumber.
Does the air move the heat around like fans and stuff?
No, you don't have no fans, do you?
Mm-mm.
It's warm in there though. You go in there, you sweat.
Yes.
So how do you cool it though? How do you cool it in the summertime?
This is our first. We've only been set up out there for a couple months.
So it's in your garage. So does your garage get hot, or do you keep your garage cold?
Does my garage get hot, or do
okay. So is your entire garage your snake room, or do you have a room built inside your garage?
He has a room built inside his garage.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how mine.
There's two.
Yeah. That's how my snake room is. We have like a 2 or 3 car garage, and then there's like a 11.5 by 16 foot room with a wall kind of dividing it inside.
Yeah, that's kind of how.
And it's insulated, but see our garage, on the outside part, not inside the snake room, but you know what I mean, the main part of the garage when you first walk into it, that gets really hot during the summertime. And we do have an insulated room, but I have to have one of those floor AC units. It's like it has wheels, and it's like 2 feet by 1.5 foot.
Yeah.
Stands up. It has like a tube going out the back that pumps the hot air out.
I had those in college. Yep.
Okay, and then like it pulls air in through a window. Or we actually had to cut. There's no windows in my snake room, so we had to cut like a 4-inch hole or 2 in the wall.
Those tubes are they're big.
Put the air out, man. The thing moves air, and we have like 14,000 BU. I think I paid like $400 for it, and them things are solid, dude. Like it works. My it's been like 90s this week, and it's kept my snake room at 80. It definitely runs a lot though, but it don't use too much electric. So it'll hopefully the mini split in my new setup would be a little bit more efficient. But there's so many racks in there and so much heat tape that the room warms up pretty easily. Even if you like turn a light on and the body temp from my body like warms up the room. It's insulated pretty well too. So I have to watch that. I always try to keep my temps pretty even and avoid big swings.
Yeah, because you monitor that stuff on your phone, don't you? I always see you taking pictures.
I haven't posted the picture of that stuff recently. I should more. I couldn't remember the name. Sensor Push. I'm just looking on my phone.
Okay.
I've got the app. I'll pull it up. I don't know if I can get this to show up. Probably not. These cameras are
bright.
Anyway, you get the point. But yeah, it's 80.2 right now, and it's 63% humidity. And I got it's like a little Wi-Fi, almost like a key fob type thing.
Yeah.
And you just toss it wherever. I got one in my incubator, and then I have alerts where semi-set is 89, and if I go up, I think to 91 or 90, I'll get an alert. Or if I dip down to like 80, I gave it like a 1 degree
Okay.
It doesn't swing anyway, but I do give it like a 1 degree range, and it'll alert me. It'll go ding, assuming I have my phone not on silent. So
Right.
it's not always, I'm not always on loud, but yeah, Dad can log. You can have other people log into that too. So I need to give maybe at least 1 or 2 more people access to that. That way, if they start hearing alarms, they can be like, "Hey, you might want to check."
Right.
That.
Yeah. Hey, asshole. Check your incubator.
Yeah, I need to give someone the login that is across the world or something. Maybe you could give to her family in China, because while we sleep, they would be awake during the day, and then if they hear the alarm call, they can call her on WeChat.
Call her on WeChat.
You ever heard of WeChat? It's the Chinese, it's like Chinese. It's not weed. It's WECHAT. It's
WeChat.
Like, yeah, not WeChat. It's a Chinese Facebook. That's how I met Ada.
Okay.
The Chinese Facebook app.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you know about the app to meet her on there?
Through another. Just I don't remember. I think I met some girl that told me about it. I think.
Okay.
Something like that. I just found the app, and then it has a people nearby feature. It's like GPS based.
Okay.
Say you're like out downtown or whatever, or and then you have that feature turned on, and if a girl or somebody has that feature turned on, then you can like message each other.
Yeah, it's like Tinder.
But GPS based. Does Tinder have GPS now? Anyway, that's how we met. I just hit her up, and the rest was history.
It's awesome.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
Everything's ran by the internet now.
Right.
Yeah. Hell yeah. What else do I want to ask you? Is it mostly your dad that does the rodents?
Yeah. So, rodents is like a daily thing as far as at least checking them, getting the
rodents. I have such a love-hate with our rodent building.
Yeah, Pops handles most of that. Don't take that for granted. I know he's dealt with a lot of BS that chew outs and floods and this and that. And I clean with him once a week. Like we do clean like once a week. So we're like in there 6 hours, and we always share that. And then I'm kind of like the if we do any rodent sales, I'm kind of like head up them sales, and I'll facilitate that, deliver.
Yeah,
but it's all his business. Under my brand, basically. It's like it's under my umbrella, but he's totally like the head CEO, whatever, of the rats.
Yeah.
That was from early on. I didn't want too much on my plate. He also handles social media. He's active on social, and he answers DMs probably better than I do. So
okay.
it's
hard to keep.
It's a good win-win, and he definitely does a lot of labor of love. So shout out, Pop.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, brother.
Shout out, Pops. Yeah, rodents. Don't take your life over.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're. How big is your? I mean, like, what kind of number? You put out a lot of rodents each week.
So we did. Yeah, so we did. So actually, right now, my daytime job, I'm a healthcare consultant. But before that, I was in sales. This was a couple years ago, and I actually quit my sales job, and just did snakes and rodents full time. And I lived at home, so I didn't really need to bring any money in. You know what I mean? So we got this building. It's probably like 20 feet wide, 60 feet long.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've seen, not to interrupt you. Sorry. I've seen your, you've posted a couple stories, or maybe you sent them to me personally.
I think I sent it to you. Yeah.
Yeah. It was personally to me. You maybe even a walkthrough video. Now it's coming back to me. Sorry. I forgot. But yeah. Okay. You have big.
Yeah. Well, it was big, but at the time I didn't work. So I just would be up there all day. But now that I work, we just try to breed, like what we need for our stuff. But yeah, dude, it's constant. And we have our buildings kind of like out in the woods, and we have like wild rats get in and they chew the line and they flood. And then our rats are chewing bins out. I saw your dad posting. Well, I see him post the pictures and videos all the time. We keep them in the same like cement tubs, those black cement tubs.
You get chew outs,
bro. All of them. And everyone says you just got to whack them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people are like,
we can't, I guess we could probably whack them more at this point, and maybe I should talk to Pops about doing that. But we've been at points where it's like we can't afford to whack no rats. Like we will just we will eat it and fix it and let them keep breeding because we need it to production. So I don't. So it's just whack a rat for chewing out. I mean, it probably is smart, but
I was listening.
Like a tough ball game, man.
I was listening to these guys.
Rodents.
Yeah,
and it depends also the time of year. You could be during the summer always sucks when it's real hot. We try to get earlier starts to be clean, but I'll be rolling up in there hungover on a Sunday morning at like 10, 11,
Sunday
12.
work, bro. That's Sunday work. Yes,
Being clean on Sundays, dude. It's my hardest day of the week. But hey, I can't complain about that.
It's Sunday work. So do you guys just do rats?
I do mice too.
Okay. No softwares.
No, it's illegal, I guess. I don't know if it's changed, but I think it's technically against policy or rules or whatever to breed those in Kentucky. They said because it can, if they happen to get out and colonize, they could hurt some crops, whatever around.
Yeah, I think
some type of seed crop. I forget the name of it, but
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, because they're not from here, so if they get loose, they'll just take over.
I mean, I got a couple frozen. I guess like maybe 20 frozen in my freezer. I always forget to thaw them out, but you can pre-scent like I think you can get a ASF thaw it out. You can pre-scent your room with it, and you could even put it in a rodent bin for a little bit, or maybe even if you have like one problem one, just take it and rub it on the back of a live rodent. You know, my rodents are pretty chill. They'll post up right in my hand. They're like pets. So yeah,
I hate feeding pups.
I haven't been bit by a rat, dude, in probably 2 years.
I've never been bit by a rat. Mice have got me. Soffers can be bastards.
I've never got bit by a mouse either. I haven't had much ASF dealings.
They'll get you, dude, and they'll hold on.
Woo!
Yes. You can't trust them.
That's rough.
You can't trust them.
You wear gloves. You breed them?
I do breed them, yeah.
Do yours get those bumps all over them? The ASFs, it looks like warts, kind of.
The
ones I've had, I've only got them like once or twice from someone, and he told me it's kind of normal, but I swear they had like the tails mainly had little like bumps on them that looked like warts. It was kind of weird. I was like, this is creepy.
Really?
Yeah, he said it was normal. I'm like, okay, whatever. My snakes love them.
They do. Yeah, the snakes scarf them up.
Oh yeah, I had a girl or whatever, 2 girls I think hadn't ate almost a year, and I even put a rat in first, and they were already disturbed and this and that, and then I tossed the ASF, and they're like, nah, snatch it up real quick.
Yes, yeah.
Then they hit a rat right after, and I think they went back on rats the next week. I was like, damn, dude, I should try this shit more.
Yeah, soffers, they're like medicine.
I need to get me some more of them, or at least all them out. I'm glad you brought this up. I forget to do stuff, man. My memory's gone.
Yeah, you gotta start writing shit down.
I have to write stuff on my hand, dog. There we go. I can't read it. Posters. It says posters. We were going to dinner, and I wanted to hang these posters up just to give a little bit of a backdrop, even though they're crooked and they should have been spread out more. But
it's better than nothing.
Oh, man, I love podcasts, dude.
Yeah, it's fun, dude.
It's a pretty awesome platform and communication, and people can be entertained or get value from them. And it's I think it's good for personal growth to hop on a podcast, man.
I think so too.
This looks like it's way better than Skype we were using. We were using Skype at first, and the audio kind of sucked too.
Yeah, this one's solid. Did you see? I have the free version. I think if you pay for it, maybe you get a higher definition or something as far as the feed.
Okay.
I mean, these look good though, but you might even be able to get HD. MJ's might be a little more solid than this one on his StreamYard. He's like him and Unfiltered are the only people I know that use StreamYard.
Okay.
I think I accidentally paid for something because
when
I was trying to log on, when I logged on, it asked for my PayPal account, and I put it in thinking like, okay, maybe it's just asking me because it's the same email to log in, and I entered it in, and then that's when I called you and said, hey, how do I get on this thing? So I think I paid for something that I don't know what it was for.
Probably a trial or something. But yeah, I love it.
Yeah, start hosting them, John. Give them your credit card.
Whoa. I use that to buy snakes, man. Come on.
Speaking of buying snakes, have you bought anything recently?
Nah, man.
No.
This year's been weird, dude, and tricky. I don't know. I got to do some soul searching and figure out, like my directions and stuff. I've been kind of coasting. It's such a weird feeling also because I feel like for the most part, my 2020 season is kind of wrapping up. I mean, I got tons of eggs in the incubator. I'm very early on that. But as far as ovulations, man, I feel like they kind of wrapped up. There'll be like a second wave come later in the year, and especially when I start up next season for 21. But I got like 18 clutches this year. I got a couple more coming. I'll probably end up around like 26, and then I'll get like a later wave. Pump me to the 30s right at year end. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like do like big numbers really. That's it's a pretty solid year for me, around 30-ish clutches.
Yeah, it's a good amount of clutches.
That's a lot of snakes.
It is. I mean, they all do kind of hit at once, but man, doing like 60, 90, 100. Once you get up to 100 clutches, that just, for one, I'm gonna need a lot more space and racks, but it's busy. What kind of numbers are you putting out, man? And I'm sorry, Nate, I don't mean to just. What kind of breedings do? You didn't really introduce yourself, Raspy. As far as like,
well, this year is I'm gonna be my first time breeding.
Okay.
So I jumped into the hobby about 2 years ago now, more of just collecting. But I'm going with more. I'm more of a boa guy. I got a couple ball pythons to get some clutches this year coming up to get a couple going, but I'm more into the boas than I am ball pythons. I like ball pythons. It's just, I don't know. I feel bad when they don't eat, when they go on the hunger strikes. And I know, like you guys, you're comfortable, you're used to it.
Story of my life.
When I first got into it, I'm like, man, this thing's not eating. Like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And then I got boas, and then I was like, man, it's so much easier. I like them. And I just feel like there's a lot more to do with boas still. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of ball python. There's a lot going on. You know, they're out there. It's cool, but I don't know. I'm doing that. But this year will be my first time breeding. I'm hoping for 2 litters of boas, and I think I'll probably have about 4 clutches of ball pythons. So hopefully, if everything goes well, so we'll see. I'm looking forward to it.
Sure. You're gonna love it.
Oh yeah, I'm excited, man. I'll be excited just to see eggs and a litter. Just to see it for the first time myself. So I'm looking forward to it. As right now, I'm just collecting. I guess I'd say I just keep buying certain snakes and stuff like that. I just got me a couple basins in the back. I'm excited for. That making me nervous. They're a little tricky, but they're so far so good.
That's the way to do it. That is an interesting point. How boas have a lot more localities and stuff. It seems versus just standalone ball pythons, but and there's plenty of morphs in the boa game. But I do feel like ball pythons are being you could almost call it mined or worked harder than a lot of boas are being worked as far as the morphs. So what you said, there's a lot to be done with boas, or a lot more to be done even. So there's a lot to be done on any project, but
right. Oh yeah, there is. I don't know. And when I got into I always liked snakes growing up and everything. Unfortunately, in my household, I couldn't have them too much with my mom. The only ones I were allowed to keep were the ones I caught out in the wild, and I had to keep them outside the bucket. And then obviously I let them go because I knew they weren't going to live. But when I finally was able to get everything going and all that stuff, and I got about 20 ball pythons. I'm gonna say something around there, and I mean I like them too. They're awesome. They're really cool. But I don't know. I have this thing. I have a connection with boas too, like a little bit more. I guess I would say. I mean I like them all the same, but it reached out to me. I guess. And
boas are a little bit more. Would you say boas are a little bit more personable?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I've always heard.
Mm-hmm.
It can be iffy. I don't know, because
some balls are special as far as that connection to. I feel like more than others.
I have a few.
They're all individuals for sure.
Because I mean, I could say if I go into the ball rack, I can pretty much grab any of them. I might get snipped out of it. You go into a couple of my adult boas. He's seen it yesterday. They'll go right at you as soon as you open it. They don't care. You can hold them and they'll keep like, oh, my timer went off on my lights behind me. I was like, what was that? My power god. No, I don't know. I guess it depends. I mean, I think it's more or less on how much you interact with your snake. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. If you interact with it more than anything, like upstairs, up here, what I got behind me, these are more of the ones I interact with every day. Like I have a white lip python behind me. I have my iguana behind me. And I mean, a few other snakes, but like my IMG bow and stuff like that. They're the ones I want to interact with more. Except I got the anaconda. I just got the anaconda. She don't like to be held too much. I'm still working with her.
Yeah, you don't want her to be big and mean.
No. Plus, I'll hear about it from the wife downstairs. She'll get at me about that. I don't think she understands how big an anaconda gets yet, but she'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, don't tell her.
Well,
Definitely don't tell her.
No, she don't care. She don't mind I have the snakes, but I think she's a little bit scared of the big ones. You know what I mean? That's why I'm too hesitant to tell her about the retics I got too.
My wife's the same way. I showed her IMG bow. I was like, I'm gonna get one of these when we get our new space. I feel it'd be pretty reasonable, to have alongside the collection. And she was like, "Is that a boa? It's gonna get bigger than a ball python." I was like, "Maybe a little bit." And she was like, "No,
maybe a little bit."
And she maybe was like, "No." Bit. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to have one secretly then.
Yeah, guess I'll just hide it. Tried to run it past you, it didn't work.
She don't go through the tubs anyway, so it's all show and tell. Like the other day, I was like, come over to the snake room and help me give him water, just because she wanted me to be somewhere. So I was like, come help me and we'll speed it up. She gets in there, she's like, I'm like, all right. I'm like, will you handle the adult rack and I'll work with the babies or whatever because they're more nippy, I'm like, none of them adults are gonna bite you water in them. Like, I trust all of them.
Yeah.
She's just like, no, you open the tub and then I'll do the work. I'm like, all right, just go sit inside. So
all right, then you're just gonna slow me down.
Right. I'm like, at this point, you're gonna slow me down, and this room is gonna heat up too much with 2 people in it from the body heat. I'm gonna get slugs from like 2 humans in there.
So you just have ball pythons right now?
Yep, that's it. I want more. I was thinking about that today. I'd like to get a green tree python. I think that'd be cool.
Bro, let me tell you.
You're awesome.
Let me tell you this. You were talking earlier about soul searching, right?
Right.
And like what
and life purposes, stuff like that.
Let me tell you. Listen, I did that. And I needed to do it. And it led me to a point where I realized, okay, I have all these cool ball pythons. I love them. We got a lot of cool shit coming up. You know what I mean? But like the reason that I got into this stuff was just because I like snakes in general, not just ball pythons.
Right.
And I was like, it's becoming in how many total snakes do you have?
I mean, I probably got like 80 eggs in the incubator, and as far as heads right now, probably about 250.
Okay. So we're probably at like a little over 100. Probably like 130. Well, no, probably like 150. But you know how it is. It becomes like you go down like you're filling water or you're cleaning poop, and it's like throughout like just when I started, which wasn't that long ago, but like when I started, I was taking pictures. Like everything was like slowed down. You know what I mean? And then it got to a point where it's like quick. Like if they need cleaned, I'm cleaning them. If they need watered, I'm watering them. If they need fed, I'm feeding them. And that's all it was. Yeah, and it was like you got to get through because you have numbers. You got to get through all this shit, so you're not slowing it down and like appreciating stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely more that way now, especially that I have to commute there. Like, it's tough.
Yeah. So what worked for me was I was like, I'm just gonna start getting shit. It doesn't have to make sense in like business point. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna start getting shit. So I got a rainbow boa. She's up in my room. I got a couple female Colombian boas that we're going to breed. We got some carpet pythons. We got actually got a good deal. A buddy that worked at a zoo had a bunch of green trees, proven adults that he needed rid of because he was having a house built. So we got those. We should have green tree eggs soon. But like that definitely like lit the fire for me again because it was just boring for me. You know?
Yeah. The ball python industry can definitely. And you see people go through it. I feel like I've been talking to a couple people. People are kind of like, I mean, we've been pounding this for years, dog. You know what I mean? Like pushing it forward. And it just gets to a point to where like, there's nothing new here every day. It's just like, whatever,
Yeah.
I hear you, man. I need to do that.
I think you should.
I think, because
I really think you should.
Nice little reset.
Nice to have
variety.
Yep, yes. It's nice to have variety. That's what I say.
Variety is the spice of life.
Yeah, spice of life.
Yep, and even that's what I'm saying. Even if it's like a green tree, you know what I mean, or something that you don't plan on breeding, but it's a pet. I don't know. It just worked for me. It got me back. It got me amped again.
Plus, it'd be good for a little variety in social media, content.
Yeah.
sharing different things. That's
Share
what I'm
some
looking
other
for. That's
stuff.
my next one, the green trees. I want to get some green trees because
We
I
should.
told him, I told you yesterday. He was over at my house. My snake room. I got all the racks and everything in there, and then I got another room which is my laundry room. When you come out through the hallway, and what I want to do is I'm trying to bring the laundry room up here, and I actually want to make that a whole like arboreal room, all trees and green trees or something like it. But that's like a future, but it's something not going to happen right away. But it gives me something to look forward to, and motivate me to do something else. It gives me the project around the house. Just sucks now that I'm back to work because I was sitting there telling myself I should have just done it when I was in quarantine that whole time.
Yeah. Man.
Quarantine project. But yeah, I think it'd help you. Well, if you're interested in a green tree, you have it soon.
Sounds good. Yeah, I need to look into it. Right now, this year, I'm just focused. Get this construction done, get everything moved over, start up the new rodent colony. It's, I told the wife our anniversary is January or December 31st. So we'll cheers and hopefully get everything done this year, man. But yeah, I want to expand out for sure. And I'm definitely not trying to get huge numbers. I'm about as big as I want to get. I have no goals. Plus, I'm limited to size, but I don't really want to pick up an employee, and I don't want to just be so bogged down by everything that comes with it. The more animals, the more shipping, just the more everything.
Yeah,
that's what I said to him. I'm gonna buy 50 snakes maybe. And I told him, I'm like, man, and I do it by myself. My fiance won't help me at all. She does. She likes to look at them. That's it. Don't want to touch them. Don't want to put her hand near them. But it's I told him he had to come out. He helped me yesterday. I'm like, man, after having babies and stuff, it's going to get a little bit harder for me. But at least I was thinking about hiring my brother or something because my brother's in high school. Figured hey, give him a couple bucks to help him out or something through school. Maybe he can help me out a little bit.
Yeah, man, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's family.
I want to get my stepson more involved. Hopefully, it's been challenging because they're not here, but he was going to get a summer job, and I don't know if that's messed up with coronavirus. But once we get him here, I'll be whatever, what, 10 an hour or something.
Yeah. How old is he?
14. So, and he's not afraid. He's not afraid of them. So that's really nice. The wife, she will tolerate them. She'll touch it and pet it, but she's just really not about it. She's could be worse, but I'm like, that's cool. Whatever. Just go inside.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
I try to get my stepson to do it, man, but I just don't think it's his thing. You know what I mean? He likes animals, but he's more of a cat lover, and he likes them axolotas too. They're water, I don't know if they're amphibian. I want to say, I guess they're amphibians. He's into them and stuff like that, but I don't think he likes looking at the snakes. He came down once. I put him in a room. He's like, yeah, he's standing back. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
So what? You got? Is there a clutch that you're super pumped about?
You kind of cut up there just a little bit. You asked what project?
Yeah, or is there a clutch that you're super pumped about? Is there one pairing that you're trying to hit something crazy?
Oh, well, I had the red stripe butter clown to leopard cine head clown hatch, and those were pretty cool. But I didn't hit very many cine red stripe without butter combos. Okay. It just didn't really work out how I really wanted it to. But that one was. It still got some great animals, but man, nothing's really popping out too much for me. Let me try to think. It's kind of like a foundation one, but I love any type of GHI clutch, and I haven't had too much GHI in a while. I got a spot nose clown to GHI. That'll be some good, spot nose GHI het clowns. Those would be great. Some holdbacks and females. It's kind of a growing year. A lot of hets. Maybe have a spot nose clown to a yellow belly het clown. That's kind of a who's your daddy clutch. So I think the spot nose. So that'll be maybe some spot yellow belly clowns. Hopefully hit some inchy highway het clowns this year. That'll be exciting. I'm waiting on my leopard het clown to lay. She's on day 60, and she's not been on the warm side, kind of wrapped up as most of them are. She's kind of been just chilling, but I noticed her belly has been up the last few days, and I really haven't been messing with her, and I think she might have 3 or 4 or 5 eggs in there. But
do you ultrasound?
yeah, I do, but not as much as I used to. Especially
Isn't
now,
it
I'm not
fun?
that busy right now.
Yeah, I got the first year we got an ultrasound. I was hitting the females like at least every other week, and then I'm writing down. It's just funny how you progress. Like I was, it really is good data though to watch their follicle size, watch how they're eating, and then watch when they lay. Watch like when they're locking up, how big were their follicles, when did they stop locking? You know what I mean? You can get a lot of good data from that ultrasound, but it's a
Yeah.
matter of doing it.
Yeah, totally, man. I just I try to do it like once a month. I just haven't had to do too many the last few months, but yeah, I like doing it. It's fun, man. For what's worked out best for me with the ultrasound is just if you can pull the tub out and don't even take it all the way out, but sometimes it's awkward or they're high up, so you do have to put it on your cart. But I just set the tub on the cart or pull it out and leave the girl lay exactly how she is and try to work with her.
Yeah,
Some of these guys, I see them like take them out and put them like over their knee.
drape them over their leg. Yep.
I could see that working, and I might even kind of suspend them in the air. Sometimes they're being total a pain in the ass, but typically you can find a spot or move them a little bit in the tub. And I almost at this point have it memorized on what part of their pattern the eggs
Just
lay.
right. Yeah.
I've ultrasounded this girl like 15 times at this point, like, and I have a decent memory as far as that kind of stuff. So I can sometimes know exactly where to put it based on the pattern to know where the eggs lay. But yeah, I don't know. It seems a bit much to take them out of the tub and hold them there, but to each their own. It all don't really matter. Whatever works for you.
That's how I started, just because that's how I was shown. So I'd pull them out of the tub, hold them on my across my knee, and then hip. But then then you get them moving. Then they're crawling around, and on our ultrasound,
they can tense up, and that seems to mess with it too.
And that messes with them too. And on our ultrasound, like, I don't know, it's weird. The screen's not that big, so for me to measure the follicles, I have to like take a screenshot, and then I can click some buttons and measure it out. But so I have her in my hand, and then I'm ultrasounding. Then I'll have my dad. I'll tell him like, "All right, hit it," and he'll hit and he'll hit freeze.
You didn't have a foot pedal, right? I don't have a foot pedal either, but that would be nice. Yeah,
that would be nice. Yeah. But how many times do you usually put a male in with a female?
Oh man. I mean, I have a wide range, but like my best girls, they'll just kind of every time the same month each year they'll be like 10 to 12 millimeters, and then I pair them up once, and then they're like 20 to 25 the next month, pair them up again, and then they're like 30, and then at that point sometimes I will get a third lock if I have male availability, but you can get like easy ovulation off 2 locks that way. But that's assuming the female is just like pedal to the metal on development and they're very solid. But they're not all like that. That's like the top 5-10% females. Then you have ones that don't get started until you start pairing them, and you might get I think I've noted I'm averaging probably like 4 or 5 locks. I'm definitely not the most efficient with breeding.
Yeah.
Then I'll get them one. This is the biggest frustration I probably have with the entire pairing game and scheduling and progressing your breeding pairings is when a female gets paired like a lot one year and she doesn't go. So then you go into the next, and I might give her like a couple months off once I give up on her. She ain't doing shit. I got to move on. Yeah. I don't have endless males. We got to pick and choose a little bit at least, or more on depending on the male, and I'll let them go. So then we go to next year, but she's been loaded up like with 10 locks from like, now I always try to like, if I'm breeding for a het clown, I'm not going to throw like a DG in there to where like in the end, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck the dad is. Like, what is, so like, I'm trying to keep the integrity for sure, as far as at least they're the same visual. But man, if a year or two goes by, maybe I have a better clown male. Maybe I was doing like an OD inchy clown last year, and now I'm doing like a blackhead clown. Yeah. They're both, so we all know they're going to be het no matter which dad gets it. But then at the end of the day, I'm cutting eggs, and I'm looking at breeding charts from like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Like this girl's got around, and it's like total who's your daddy. So that's my biggest frustration. It's not all the time, but I got a couple clutches in the baiter this year where there's two years of pairings on a girl, and I'm like, I got the records. We're just gonna have to figure out which dad got it. And split clutches happen, I think, more than people realize. If you do breed more than one male, I've had plenty of split clutches with limited data. I mean, I don't know. I've probably done 100 clutches at this point in my life. Yeah, probably about 100, something like that. Yeah, I don't keep.
How do you keep records of the breeding?
Well, I'm not the most strict and organized guy as compared to a lot of people, but I just write it on their tub usually.
Okay.
And if I clean it, I'll update the records and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I should probably like have it more organized for sure. That's something I need to work on is my organization. But that gets you by.
It's hard though. Yeah, it's hard. And I went through that too, where I went like psycho, like AD. Everything has to be written down in perfect and in order, and I need everything. And then you get all these systems in place that then you don't end up keeping up with, and it's like, well, I just need to write it on the bin. You know what I mean?
That was my problem when I started keeping track. Especially I started keeping track more during quarantine because I was home all the time. And as soon as I went back to work, it's like, oh shit, I got to write this down. And I'm trying to think about the next thing. And I'm like, damn, it's hard to keep track of it now that I'm back to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know how you guys do, especially you guys, give you guys a lot of credit. You have a lot of snakes. I mean, I know I'll probably want to get there eventually, but man, it's a lot to keep work with. Too.
Yeah, especially with the boas, bro. Your females are going to have live birth to fucking a whole rack of babies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. That's the other thing I got to worry about too. Like, I mean, I got to, because they lay at night, and I know when it's going to come time for them to start laying them, I'm going to have to be setting my alarm clock probably for like every 2 hours just to run downstairs and make sure everything's going good. You know what I mean?
You got to put a live camera feed on them.
Yeah. That's actually not a bad idea. Try that.
Live
but
camera.
But I think at the same time, since it's going to be my first year breeding, I think I'll just be so excited that it's not really going to be a big deal to me. You know what I mean? I won't mind waking up because I'm going to wake up looking forward to seeing what came out. You know what I mean? Especially since I'm their head sun dragon. So to produce some sun dragons, I'm going to really be excited to see.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, boas are cool. So what if you're going to get a non-ball python, it's going to be a green tree, you think?
Yeah, probably that, and I would like to get a boa. Yeah,
dude. You said IMG, man. I like the IMGs, man. Yeah. Especially the Molly IMGs. They get real black. They're nice.
Yeah, I want to get that. I want an all black snake with some iridescence and stuff.
Have you seen the Black Devil boa?
They're nice.
I'm gonna Google search it right now.
Right now, bro. Black Devil. That's what you're trying to make. That's what I'm trying to make too.
They're really nice.
They're so cool.
I had a chance to buy one when we were down at I was down at that Steel City show, and the guy, he kept bringing it every month because I said I wanted to buy it. But at the same time, I forget. That's when I bought all the adult boas, and I'm like, man, I spent a lot of money on that. Like I think the guy wanted a decent amount of money, like $3,500 or something like that. And I was just like, at that time, I'm like, man, I can't just throw out another $3,500 after we're spending what I just spent. You know what I mean?
Those are sick.
But,
right,
they're nice.
The white pattern on the tail.
They're nice.
Hot. Black Devil.
Very cool. Yeah, I love that.
They're really cool, man. I want one, but I think that's just one of them things I want to make.
Yeah. What are you on Instagram or Google?
That's like Google Images. Well, I took a screenshot of Google Images there.
Yeah, those Black Devils are sharp.
They're nice. I like them. Maybe in time, but I'd rather try to make them than buy them. You know what I mean? Eventually down the line.
Dude, so you're right though, man. Because I was thinking about what you were saying about operating a big collection. So I'm at a point now where my main goal is just get into every tub every day and clean every tub every day, and then keep breedings going and moving forward. Setting up babies, feeding, cleanliness is just like kind of a top priority. Just going through every tub, and then trying to. At this point, I feel like I'm just such in a momentum of just doing that. It's different than it used to be. Like you brought me back I remember my first year of breeding, and for some reason, man, I got a ton of tail wags. I was in there late at night. You could hear the female banging her tail on the tub. So crack it open. I get out the DSLR and I'd be like recording these like cinematic shots of tail wags and stuff. Like feeling like I felt like I was like a biologist, like researching like videography for planet Earth. I'm like, I'm doing a ball python documentary. I've never before seen breeding footage. I'm like, this is never seen the television.
Have someone narrate it for you. It's like National Geographic.
Right. Pay the one British dude to narrate it. And
that'd be awesome.
I don't know. I was thinking, because I was even thinking about that today. I mean, especially when I got podcast on the schedule, I feel like I'll reflect a little bit more, just to kind of get the wheels turning. And I was like, dude, like I used to do a lot more things like that, which is what really made me enjoy it more. Is just
that's why we started this stuff. Yes, you have to have fun.
20 minutes in one tub, not just like open, clean, set the snake aside, then you're like cleaning, and then put the snake back in and shut it, and you're done.
Yeah.
So people get caught up, man.
I know.
You skip 1 day, 2 days, you get behind, and it's just got to stay on it, man. I don't know.
Are you drinking Pedialyte?
That shit is the best. That is the best.
I found the orange today, and I had to get it, dude.
That shit got me through college.
It's hard to
find. Oh my god, that helps.
I like all fruit.
I like the blue one. I forget the name of it, but it's really good.
I like grape, orange, red's good, blue's pretty good. I don't really like the green too much, but I've never seen all fruit.
I got yelled at for buying at a grocery store the one day during the quarantine. The lady's like, people need that for their kids, and you're buying that just to sober up. I'm like, I grabbed one bottle. I'm like, wow, thanks. I mean, all right. And, I literally grabbed one bottle. It's all because I literally get up in the morning and I drink a glass of it. And a bottle will last me like 2 nights of drinking. Man, she was mad. She's sitting there yelling at me.
She would have hated me, dude. I had like a whole cart full of them.
Chris is like, fuck the kids. I'm drinking.
Dude, my pickup truck, as soon as Trump shut down the travel from China and like shit hit the fan, I was like, hell nah, I am not going. Because at this point, I'm not scared of coronavirus one bit. I don't wear a mask. I go in the store. Yeah. I try to wash my hands, and I don't touch doorknobs. It's kind of my thing. I use my shirt to open doors, or I'll kick it or whatever. And but anyway, at first I was like, well, shit, I don't know, like, this is sketchy. So, and I don't want to go into Walmart every day looking for scraps. Dude, people were buying everything, the toilet paper. The stores are like empty. Look at they almost got looted. And I filled up my entire bed of my pickup truck with Brawny paper towels because that's what I use for bedding. Did everything. It was like 6 cartloads and then a cart of Pedialyte.
Dude, I was saying, the sign guy on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, you did one. Didn't you make one of you?
I did a couple signs, yeah.
Yes. All right, first of all.
I tagged him on one of them. I was like, I got to give credit where it's due.
Hell yeah. So, first of all, I love you for doing that. Second of all, I hate you because I wanted to do that too.
I did the one that says, the biggest one that was a hit was Stop Hating on Pastel. That one went kind of like semi-viral in the community. That was a good one. And then one
I've seen that one.
Yeah. And then one was like, stop asking what your normal is. Well, it said, stop asking what morph your normal is. Yeah, that's what it was. So them two went pretty good.
I wanted to do one about.
I ran out of ideas.
I wanted to do one like snake breeders need those paper towels during the quarantine because all these people are loading up. All these people are loading up on paper towels, and I'm thinking all these snake guys, like, we live off paper towels.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. I posted a picture of the bed of my truck full of paper towel. I'll send it to you if I can find it and think of it. And I posted it and I was like stocked up. And then I started thinking, I was like, this is kind of a weird flex. Like, I might take it out of the hands of not only people and also other snake breeders. Like,
wow, all these people are struggling.
The other snake breeders that live in my city hit me up like, dude, fuck you. You took all the brownies. Clever, dude.
He said weird flex.
Oh, that's funny.
So you use paper towels on all your snake for bedding?
think that's gonna change because I like paper towels. I've done the coconut mulch, I've done aspen, like coconut mulch. I don't care like what brand it is. There's a lot of good brands at this point, and they kind of dusty. I don't know. I
Yeah, they
heard
are
the
dusty.
Cocoa Blocks from Freedom Breeder. I haven't tried that one, and one of my friends said it was the least dustiest. But to me, I don't like using wood. I'm weird about mold, and I feel like especially even at like a molecular level, there's potentially mold on those because it does get wet, and it doesn't necessarily get the most airflow in tubs.
Right.
And sometimes I have seen mold grow on.
No, I have too.
Yeah, it will.
I try to avoid it, mixing it properly, but I'm worried at like at a microscopic level we can't see there's still mold, and I'm just kind of weird about mold. So I'm like, it's too much dust anyway, and it's expensive. So I did paper towels, which is not cheap, but it's just so much easier for me to if they shit or piss, like just dump the paper towel, spray some chlorhexidine, wipe it clean, and then go back to paper towels. But I'm going to go one step further, a little bit more expensive, and get the, what are they called? Reptizorb. It's like a pre-cut paper that has the water, if you have a built-in water.
The water dish hole, yeah.
On the sides just a little bit to help, keep the urates. Because that's another thing that people don't talk about much is these tubs get these urates on them. And Freedom Breeder seems to be the best at the tubs like knocking off easy, or that's right, the urates knocking off easy. But like other brands like my ARS, the urates are almost like concrete on them.
Dude, it's like they're stuck into the bin.
Then I'm just like giving up, and I'm like, whatever, you can stay on there, and I'll just cover you up with a paper towel. Like at least you're clean. Yep. It's just calcium.
At least it's just clean poo. Yeah,
clean poo.
Clean poo. At least it's clean poo. You're right though. The urates, and especially when they're in the corner. And I have like those little green things people use to wash dishes, and I'm like in the corner like this. I'm rubbing my fingers raw.
Oh man, hand muscles aching. I'm getting like
hand muscles like, get so sore.
Like snake shit elbow. Urate elbow.
hand muscle. Hand muscles aching. You go to the doctor, they're like, your elbow's fucked up. What do you do for a living? I'm scraping snake shit off these fucking racks.
Then I go through these like OCD periods where, it's if you put the paper towels or I guess even the tub liners over it, and it is like clean, it's just like a little bit of like a white calcium layer, and you're like, whatever, like, but sometimes I get OCD and I'm like, no, gotta get rid of all these damn urate stains because like they're fucking driving me nuts, and I can't take photos like because it looks bad, So I'm like I went on this like, so that's how I'll do it. That's like how I get information. I'll just hit up like a couple close buddies. I'm like, what do you do? And I'm like genuinely curious. I don't judge them. I'm just curious how they clean your shit. And like I'll message like 4 people or whatever that just come to mind for that certain topic. And I got some good information. I guess I'll share it now. Corey DeLong told me I like his the best, even though I haven't tried it. But I think I can tell it will work good. Have you ever heard of taking a paintbrush handle? Like, so say you got the paintbrush, you're, with the brush here, but then you have the handle up here, the little hole where you can hang the paintbrush. He said you can break them off, cut them off, or just use the paintbrush. And that's really good at getting the urates out of there, and it doesn't scratch your tubs up too bad like a spoon does. I noticed a spoon was scratching my ARS tubs up pretty good the other day when I was scraping them. Freedom Breeder or Vision can take a metal spoon better. The ARS tubs are taking scratches pretty easily. Plus, they stick harder on ARS, and you got to scrub harder. So that's just like a downward spiral with that. But I got some other crazy tips. I haven't tried really any of these yet because I just manually scraped it off of a spoon last time. But mouthwash, which I don't think I'd go that route with the smell and this and that. But leading from that, they said rubbing alcohol could be good for some extra tough ones. The paper towels sometimes, that's why I'm also getting away from paper towels is, so how paper towel kind of has like a pattern in it?
Yes.
It's like the logo or like their little branding.
You see it wear off on the snakes?
I don't know if I probably have seen it on the snakes, but it wears off on the tub. They piss in it, and it you'll pull the paper towel up, but the urates like soak through, and almost like cement a little bit of the paper towel to it. And there's some of my tubs you can see Brawny logo like cemented into the tub where the urate, and I'm talking like a very fine layer. You can't even feel it with your finger. It's actually clean. I think it's just kind of like a little stain / like very fine layer of cement basically at this point.
Good
It's like
marketing.
a urate paper towel cement mixture. They created a new cement. I feel like so I was like trying to get rid of that, and then people said try rubbing alcohol. I think that would be solid. I thought about getting a power washer. That seems messy, and I don't think it works. Someone told me that didn't work that good for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the paint scraper is pretty solid, especially like a plastic one. And then the old sponge from the sink, like you were saying, a green sponge. So
yeah,
here's my tub rant.
I use those paint scrapers for the rat bins, and I'll use them for snake tubs sometimes too. But I usually just use those little green, like the dishwashing cloth things. And they'll usually rub it out, but you're right. It does stick a lot worse to the ARS. Like we have vision tubs too in a couple of our racks, and those bins are so easy to clean. Those ARS racks are tough.
You got any Freedom Breeder tubs?
No, I need to get some. I'm sick of ARS. I want to get. It's just so expensive to ship Freedom Breeder all the way out here.
Yep, that's the reason why I went with all ARS.
We're over here hating on ARS, and you got the ARS. Sorry, I'm not hating. I have ARS too. I have like the PVC. I have all the different brands, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I definitely want Freedom Breeder though.
Yeah, most expensive. I want to get away from the black cement tubs with rodents and probably go ARS rodent racks. I've never heard anyone mention a rat chewing out of ARS or Freedom Breeder rack. Have you heard that? Or is it always like the cement
I don't
tubs?
think they can. I just think it's the cement tubs. But those rodent racks are so expensive.
They aren't cheap, but at least you can create stuff out of them and
So what did I just order? I got off of Vision. They have like the bin tops where you could put food. They're angled. You could slide a water bottle in.
Yeah, I've seen it. We have some tubs like that, or mouse tub.
So I got a bunch of the lids because we already have the bins, and then I'm just gonna add. We have like a big like utility rack in our rodent room. I'm just gonna do mice bins out of there because the rats, when the rats get chewed out, the rats can handle a flood, but I feel like once the mice flood out or something happens to the mice, they don't breed good again.
Oh, like once they recover and are set
They
back
don't
up.
bounce back. Yeah.
Yeah, mice are definitely more finicky, even when it comes to the amount of sunlight. Because we deliver to a local pet store, and I was shipping like how people feed in them tubs, they'll cut the top off and put like a screen lid.
Yeah.
That's what I'll transport them in, is like a storage tub with a screen top lid. So I had some smalls and medium rats, which they're pretty hardy, and then I had some weaned hopper mice that are like weaned for a week or two. They almost like a small mouse. I don't really know the sizes of mice too well, but it's like a week or two weaned, and like that. Whatever. But let's be a solid meal for like a 200 gram ball python, 100, even like first meals potentially. But the mice got smoked. They were in the bed of my pickup truck, and it was like a 70-degree day, but it was like full sun. The rats, fine, like no issue at all. The mice, they were like, a couple of them were dead. They were smoked, and that was like a lesson learned. We felt kind of bad. We made it right with the pet store, but yeah, the mice definitely can't take heat like a rat. It seems direct sun. It was direct. I keep them up in the AC now when I transport mice. I put the rats in the back of the truck.
The mice get front row.
Right. Assuming that it's not too crazy hot, but they get a little bit of shade right behind the cab. But then a mice couldn't take it.
No. Yeah, rats are fucking hardy. Yeah, rats are definitely hardy.
I want to get a mouse rack from ARS. They're I think it's like a 50 tub, which is a ton. They're like a little bit bigger. They're like the FB 10s, or like a little bit bigger than a V18, a Vision 18 hatchling rack.
Okay.
I mean, so I love starting ball pythons on mice for the first meal. It's just kind of what I've the skip ratio is like almost 0 at this point.
Yeah, I do that too.
And it's more efficient, and that way it helps me get more medium rats from my snakes if I can spare a lot of rats for mice for the babies. It helps me ensure like steady flow of medium rats for my adult ball pythons.
Right.
That's we're kind of limited on production.
How does he when he breeds, does he just have one male in with one female?
We'll do like typically like a 1.4, 1 male to 4 female ratio for medium cement tub. I was talking to Corey the other day, Corey DeLong, and he said we didn't get too far into it, but he mentioned he was breeding like 8 males to 40 females at once in like a bigger tub, probably, like bigger than a large cement tub. And then once the females would get pregnant, probably after about 2 or 3 weeks of breeding, he would take the males out and I guess move them on, and then that would become like a huge maternity tub. So I'm actually intrigued.
And the babies lived?
Yeah, I mean, 40 females in a tub would be a pretty big floor space. Probably like at least 2 of the big, large. Do you have the 2 different size cement tubs?
Yeah.
You got the medium, which is like 2 foot wide, 1.5 foot wide by 2 or 3 feet. And then you have the grow out tubs that are like 3 foot long, 3.5 foot long, and like 2 feet. Like 3x4 or something like that. 2x4.
Those are what I breed in.
Okay, you don't breed in the smaller ones. They're like a 1.5 by 2.5.
No, so I have a couple racks with the big breeder bins. I'll do 2.6, and then I'll mark the day I put them in. I'll do like 2.5 weeks. I'll go through, pull the females out, and I'll put 2 females in each of those smaller bins and let them have their babies. Because I found that having too many moms in with babies, they're either trampling them or they're eating them.
Competing, they're stealing them from each other constantly.
Yeah, it just didn't work.
Yeah, we're trying to monitor our numbers more to see, because you will have babies go missing, which I think you were just kind of pointing at with your old system or whatever. I want to try that. I think the 2.6 is similar to like a 4.0. I think it might have been 8. Yeah, 8.40. I think you said it's similar to a 2.6.
Right. Yeah, it just seems like so many rats.
6, 12, 18, 20. You would be like 24. He might have said 30. I can't remember. It'd have to be a big space, but that could be something to look into. A custom built. I've seen those type of racks before, so I don't know. The ARS racks are not cheap. You're looking at like $2,500 a unit. But I mean, if you build them from wood, you got a little bit of labor in it. Plus, you got the potential for chew outs. I mean, a big 4 wide by 8 tall rat rack is still going to probably cost you like, I don't know, $800 in wood and metal and for the whole watering system. It ain't cheap. It's still like 40 tubs or whatever.
Yeah, those nipples are expensive too.
They are like $3 or $4 a piece.
All that stuff from we got ours from Edstrom, I think.
Edstrom. Never heard of that. We do reptile basics.
Okay. And you get pallets of food, huh?
We don't go by the pallet. We get Cincinnati Lab Supply to deliver. They meet me at like a local Home Depot. They'll only do like business addresses. They don't do residential. So we meet them at like Home Depot, and then I'll pull my truck up to their bigger truck, and then we load up the bed. That's how I get my weekly exercise in.
Are you allowed to say? Are you allowed to say how much you pay per bag?
Yeah, it's cool. I don't think it's a huge deal or anything. We pay like $25 a bag, 50-pound Missouri, 6F.
Oh, it's 50-pound.
50-pound for $25, and then for the like small and medium feeders and mice, we'll do a little bit of a cheaper feed I think it's called Lab Lock, something simple like that, and that's like 33 pounds for like $13.50, I think. So about 25 per 50 pounds is kind of where we're at. And then big bedding block is like 7 and change, about $8, I think. So we, for our colony, out of a 10 foot by 10 foot shed, which is feeding 250 heads plus whatever hatchlings I have throughout the year. It cost me about $425 a month in rat food and bedding, and I'm feeding my collection. I think if I was paying someone to feed my collection, I'd probably be spending like $900 a month, probably. So
Yeah.
I'm basically paying half that, but we have to operate the colony.
Right.
But as far as we're able to sell some excess rodents to for sure cover that bill. But that's more on like pops in kind of stuff. But yeah, the rats are great, man. You just got to have a system down what works for you and stay on top of it. It's daily for sure, and got to get them. Got to have them good airflow, man. You got to get that airflow down on the rats. Rodents.
Yeah, our airflows. Yeah, that's been a problem for us too. Is the airflow.
Man, you see, some of these rodent breeders, they'll be on AC, and then their AC goes out, and it's hot outside, and their room goes up 20 degrees in an hour or two, and the rodents, a lot of them, their whole colonies die quick in a couple hours. And we don't do AC, we do airflow. So like our rat room got up to, I think, 90 degrees the other day. It was hot, 86 or 90, whatever Pop said. It was hot, but we lost about 2 or 3 moms, a little bit extra, probably due to the heat, but it was not too bad. They got through it. They're used to it, though. That's the difference. If you have a colony used to AC and the AC goes out, they can't handle 80, 90 degrees like that.
Right.
In 2-3 hours, and they're used to like 70, 70 to 90 would be a big jump for them, in like 2 hours.
Yeah, you're pampering them with AC, and then once that goes out, they're done.
Oh, I bet them AC rats give great production, man.
Them AC rats.
I might go grab another beer, man. I might be back in like 2 minutes.
Same here. I'm over here. I'm just listening, man, and learning. I need a beer, though.
Rant. I love it. All right. We'll take a quick intermission here. Be right back for beer.
Beer break.
Look at that. I'm the first one back. All right. We are back. Sorry for the delay, but beer and bathroom. So anyway, appreciate you guys listening the whole time. It's been quite fun. Hey.
What are we drinking now?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Cigar
How's that?
City. Highlight little 7.5.
This is Yul Pullen, Sly Fox.
Nice. I'll have to mail you some Cincinnati beer sometime.
Yes. Well, how far is Cincy from Pittsburgh? Probably like 3 hours.
I don't really know. I think it'd be further than that. I think it'd be closer to 6.
Since like 5 or 6. Columbus is closer.
4 hours and 33 minutes.
Okay. Where's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
The NFL Hall of Fame is in Canton. Rock and roll, I don't know. Is it in Ohio?
Yes, it's in Ohio, bro. You never heard of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Oh, I'm tripping. Let me see. Hold on. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland. That's right.
I've never been
That's
to Cleveland. Never been up there.
Oh, you got to go to Cleveland. It's fun. That Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is awesome.
That would be a nice day trip, for the family.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good places to eat. It's a cool little town. You got the Browns, which sucks. You a sports fan?
I used to be more. I mean, I was always in the Cincinnati Reds, but I don't follow none of it as closely as I used to. But yeah, growing up, even 20s, baseball, football, definitely way more into it. Then I was like, focus on the balls more.
Yeah, you don't have time. It was funny.
We listen to the football on the radio while we clean rats and stuff like that. I'm gonna do fantasy football this year. I think that'll get me more involved. Looking at stats and stuff like that. So,
do you really have time to look at football stats though?
No, I'll probably knowing me, dude. I'll find a website that'll give you input your whole roster, and they'll tell you the best picks, and then I'll just do that. That's probably my style to be something like that.
Yeah,
but I'll listen a little bit. You gotta smack talk the boys a little bit with your shit. So
right, that's fair. Do you usually listen to music or podcasts like when you're in the snake room?
Oh man, as a surprising rate, I don't listen to anything. As of lately, I've been kind of just enjoying some silence. There's your unorthodox answer.
Really, just nothing.
Just cleaning with nothing, dude, and getting it done. And I don't know. I guess I've been a little bit in my head, a little bit of planning.
Okay.
I'm not the best planner if music or podcasts are going, but I do listen to some podcasts. I like a good Rogan podcast.
Bro, I
was that you that would play? Someone used to go live all the time and just play Rogan. I don't think it was you.
That wasn't me.
There was somebody on Instagram. I haven't seen them in forever. They were always just live feeding their snakes and playing Rogan.
Dude, I love Joe Rogan. I'd love to be on his podcast. Did you see he put up Kabilka's smiley face snake?
Yeah, I saw that clip.
Fucker.
That's really cool.
That's awesome, dude. I saw that and I was like, that's cool. It's cool that he saw it and that he paid it, attention in his podcast.
Yeah, I mean, when I was on Rogan, I don't recall exactly what they said, and that is super cool. And I think I was trying to find it. I was going to share it on my story because it's just so cool to see.
Yeah. Well, then
be on something like that.
Hell yeah! And then Gary V answered your question.
That was cool too. Yeah.
I love Gary V.
Yeah, Gary V's awesome, man. He was a really big inspiration for me in 2017 and 18. I'm not really too much into Gary V these days. I still like him, and I see his post every day, but not like it used to be for me.
Right.
But, I love Gary V though for sure.
Yeah, Gary V's interesting, and I feel like it's almost like he's like a doctor. Sometimes I don't need him. I'll go months and not listen to him. But then there'll be a time where I'm just like, fuck. And I'll put on a Gary V video and I'm like, okay.
Oh, 100%. I need to watch a Gary V vlog. He's one of those where if you're not hustling like you should be, he will kind of shine a light on your shortcomings. And sometimes you're just like, I don't want to get my brow beat today.
Yeah.
I don't watch him, but I love Gary V for sure. He's an interesting character, man.
He got me to start flipping stuff on eBay.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's fun.
I saw a Garrick DeMeyer sponsored ad on eBay once for ball pythons.
Really?
Yeah, this is going way back. I don't know if he's advertising on eBay anymore, but I mean, I was like, okay, like I don't think he was selling snakes on eBay. It was just like probably some type of Google, like they knew that I like snakes, so like I was
Right.
on eBay and like they were like, it's a snake person, show him the Garrick DeMeyer ad.
Show him
Like his
snakes.
website. It was like his website to click on, and I bought a couple snakes from Garrick. I like him, cool dude. You know, he produces it.
Yeah, he is a cool dude.
But
yeah, how he must have a big operation because he has a lot of stuff.
He shows it in his YouTube, and I've talked to him. Like it's massive, and it gets real cold up there. So he said it was pretty expensive to heat that big building. But
yeah,
I guess he has some employees. I would say
you'd have to.
A lot of people have employees. I mean, even on like my dad helps me out. He's kind of like an employee in a sense. Like we're both doing it together, but try to compensate him. But yeah, man, if you're doing it 100% by yourself, you better have your hustle up, especially if you're breeding rats. So
you and so you do this full time now, right?
Yep. I've been full time for 2 years now. Hopefully,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not rich or nothing at all, but it's paying the bills, so I can't complain.
Yeah.
Like I was
something you enjoy, that's the whole thing of it. You're doing something you enjoy full time. You know what I mean? I think that's the cool aspect of it.
Gary would be proud.
Yeah, some of Gary's videos actually motivated me. I remember
that's awesome.
Before I put my 2-week notice in, I was searching on YouTube, like should I quit my job? How to know when to quit your job? Like keywords like that, and a couple Gary V videos popped up, and then I actually listened to I can't think of his name. Just one dude on Instagram. He does these I don't know what you call them, spirituality, self-help type videos, and I dabble in a little bit of everything, just to kind of keep it well rounded. And he was saying if he has like a how to go full time channel now, like where it's for people trying to go full time in whatever they're doing, be it ball python breeding, self-help, anything, I guess social media related or internet related or whatever in life. It could be anything. And he said just find out like what your bills are per month to like feed yourself and pay your car or house or whatever, rent, and then just try to like reverse engineer and figure out like what you need to cover that. And then I mean, if your job's covering that, you can kind of transition if you can at least cover that and keep it floating. It's up to everybody individually. But for me, it came to a point to where I was like kind of struggling with doing the full-time job and keeping up with this. Keep in mind, I'm not the most punctual person. I do hustle, but I like to sleep in, this and that. So I really enjoy like them aspects, like the alarm clock, like getting rid of that, waking up, because I like to stay up late, especially if like you have a couple beers, you know what I mean? Stay on social media. I like to go to sleep at least with the West Coast, and I'm an East Coast person, so I like to stay up when the West Coast is going to bed at like 11, 10. It's like what 12, 1 here. Especially back in the day, I'd be like very much more interactive on social media, so I would stay up late. It was fucking running me down, waking up at like 7 for the like 8 to 5. And coming home, trying to get shipping in. I was like, nah, man, I'm making what I make at this corporate America job. So I'm just going to quit. Kind of take a pay cut in a sense. Actually, it was a pay cut when I quit. But, so it's just whatever, man. Just living a dream, I guess.
It's draining too. Like I noticed just a difference from when I was just doing the rodents and the snakes, and now looking back, right, hindsight's always 20/20. But like, I was definitely in no position to be living off of snake money, and I didn't even really like quit my job to do that. But it's just like where we were, like we still needed to get the boiler set up and get our new room set up and buy new racks. You know what I mean? We just weren't in a point where like I could live off of money we were making from selling stuff. Dude, the difference between how happy I was then and now, astronomical. Like, and yeah, I don't know. The 9 to 5, it's draining mentally.
Now you want to come home and then you got to go downstairs or go handle with the snakes. You're like, man, you're beat. Especially, I mean, I got a labor intensive job, so
Yeah.
That gets to me, especially if I'm out digging a ditch for, somebody's new house or something. I come home, I'm like, man, I gotta go down and make sure everything's clean, everything's this. By the time I do that, I get upstairs, 9:00. I'm like, man, I'm ready for bed,
Yeah.
And then you get up next morning and you do it all over again. And then I think by Saturday, I get back into okay, I just got to check out the snakes today and make sure everything's all good.
Right.
And then, I'm good. Then here comes Monday again. You're back at it. But at the same time, I mean, it sucks, but I enjoy it when I get home. So it's kind of more of a thing hey, I'll go down to the snake room, get away from everything for a while, and just enjoy it, put a little music on, hang out with a snake or something, do some work around down there. But sometimes it's beat. You go do a couple little things I do during the day. It's all right, it's cool. But today was an easy day. But last week, you remember I was calling you at 7:00. I'm like, dude, I'm just getting home. And I still got to go. I got to go downstairs because I get up 6:30 in the morning. So working to 7, then coming home and having to go and then come upstairs, feed the lizards, do that. It's then you're 11:00, and then tomorrow you're waking up, and then 7:00 again. I'm like, damn, last week set me back a little bit. I was beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got the family time, you got, spend time with the girl.
Yeah.
I feel you, man. You're breaking me back.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, and then especially with all of us keeping animals, it's then the shit that always gets pushed off is probably realistically the stuff that's most important in life, right? It's spending time with your loved ones, going to the gym, taking care of yourself. But it's fuck, I just got home from work. It's 7. I got to eat dinner, go to the rat building, and then clean snake. You know what I mean? It's everything else. You're not even hitting people back up for days that you talk to every day. Yeah, It's crazy. But you have to prioritize. You only have so many hours in the day.
Dude, I was never so excited to go get ice cream last week. That was my free time. I got some ice cream. I was happy to get a strawberry sundae. I was like, all right, this works for me.
Chris, have you been shipping snakes?
You cut up
Corona stuff?
Yeah, we've been shipping pretty much weekly, a couple boxes here and there. Yeah. Nothing we're not doing crazy high volume, but I'm probably averaging 2 to 4 boxes a week, something like that.
See, I have a bunch of stuff I have to send out. I'm just kind of nervous to do it.
It's been, for me and anybody I've heard, it's been smooth. I know there's been some delays, weather, this and that, or a pocket area with some crazy shit happening, but it's been pretty smooth. I haven't had a delay this whole year.
I ordered some steaks. I got them on time. The only ones I'm waiting, but he's not shipping. I'm just waiting on a couple boas.
Yeah.
And I bought them in February.
I would avoid Mondays. I always hear to avoid Mondays right now because that's from the weekend, the first day of shipping, so it gets a little bit more packed. But Tuesday, Wednesday seems pretty solid. I mean, I haven't had no issues on Mondays either, but I try to go Tuesday, Wednesday just to be a little safe if I can.
How crazy! So when this whole Corona stuff happened, I thought that people were not going to be spending money on snakes, and I could not have been more wrong.
Yeah,
I spent a lot of money toward Corona for snakes. You know what I mean? I don't know. I didn't think I would neither, but I don't know.
Yeah, March and April and May were good months. I don't know what's going on, dude. I don't really know what to say about I haven't been in a market in a month. I've been sold out for a month. For the most part, I got a couple snakes up, but
yeah,
I haven't done shit in a month. But I don't know, man. I'm not too much in the loop as far as rumors of this and that. I know there's some legislation on the table. Did you hear about that? To very loosely put, I don't even know if I'm speaking correctly. It's a couple pages long, but if this were to pass in this next big whatever they're voting on, stimulus package or whatever it's called, I think on page 1800, and it's on the US ARC Facebook page, and that they're looking to open it back up, basically because how they had that Lacey Act lawsuit back in 2015, and then the US ARC sued them and they got it overturned. And I think I'm really not an expert on it, but I think it what did it do? It limited how many species were on that list or something like that. It really drawed it back. So this new proposal would expand that list or at least open it back up to add more stuff. And whatever species are on that would pretty much prohibit them from moving across state lines, like, for shipping and this and that. And it would cut down like a lot of educational programs and this and that. I think it's called something like the Wildlife Injurious Protection Act. You know how like they're like worried that coronavirus came from bats. So like
right.
they're kind of like writing that, the wet markets and this and that. And
right.
Like I said, I'm not an expert in it. Like that was kind of on my radar recently, and I think it's still up for grabs. I think they're, the Republicans or whatever, going to shut it down. It was Democrat proposed, but who's to say that part of the animal restriction part won't pass through the next bill? There's so many earmarks on these, it's crazy. So I was like freaking out about that one day. I'm like, oh my gosh, like if we couldn't move, these snakes between state lines, that would be a problem.
That'd be a big problem.
The market and stuff like that.
That'd be a
I've
big
had
problem.
other people tell me that they're expecting sales to come to a halt this fall. I don't think that's accurate. I mean, I think there'll be some price corrections this year for sure. The thing is, a lot of people pushed back their car payments and mortgages for 3 or 4 months, starting back in like March when they got that forbearance.
Right.
And we're worried when that stuff. So we got April, May, June, July. Come August, when those are due, that's when people are worried. People are going to have like 3 or 4 months of payments due, and they've already spent their stimulus check on a snake. Right. So, I decided I've really done soul searching on my directions and this and that. And I decided I'm just going to ride it out to the bitter end, no matter what. I'm just so committed at this point, whatever. I don't even care what happens. I'm just going to do it out of self-respect and not give up.
Yeah. Yeah, you can always find shit to like tweak yourself out about,
Oh yeah, man. Definitely.
Do you don't do any shows, do you?
I've never vended a show. I'll pop up at Tinley, like once or twice a year usually. Nothing too major, just say hi to a couple people, deliver a couple snakes, pick up a couple things, just have some fun, a little dinner, whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll ride up there and we'll ride back in one day. It's like 4.5 hours up, 4.5 hours back. We shouldn't do that because we'll be at the show for like 2 or 3 hours and dip. It's kind of silly.
And then leave. Yeah.
Handle my business. I'm like, all right, let's
leave.
Dip out of here. It gets too late.
Tinley's a good time.
You been?
I missed it. No, I missed out on my first Tinley.
You gonna go?
I was gonna go in March. I had it all planned out, and literally, I was just about to get in the truck when they came. I mean, thank God I didn't get halfway or anything. I mean, that would have sucked. But literally, as soon as I got in the truck, I got the notification. I got in my truck. I had everybody meet up at my house because we were driving together. And I got the notification. I'm like, everybody got to go home. They're like, what? I'm like, we're not going. I was like, it's canceled. We can't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? But, hey, I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully October will be my first one. And I heard October is better than March. So it'll be something cool to check out.
I think they're both pretty similar, but yeah, definitely. There's probably more selection in March. But or what was it? October? I meant October. Would be more selection. Because baby season's like June, July, August, for the most part. Yeah. It should be fine.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good. I love Tinley, man. Like I definitely would. I was gonna go March, so hopefully, we can all try to get up there in October.
Oh yeah, it's so much more fun when you're not vending too.
Oh yeah, it's a full-time job right there, man.
Dude, I was excited this past weekend. I went to the little show we have out here, and just to go, I didn't buy nothing, but just to get out and go to one, it was nice. Yeah. You know what I mean? Go see some snakes, talk to some people. There's another one Saturday I'm probably gonna go to in the morning. Just
Steel City.
Yep.
How was it? How was the show? As far as, was it like 50 people at a time, or
no? Actually, it seemed pretty normal. I don't think a lot of people went because I think they're still scared, but it wasn't bad. I mean, you got in, no problem. And honestly, they're like, oh, throw your mask on. But as soon as you walk in, nobody cared. Nobody had their masks on, nothing. It was pretty normal. There's probably it was a little bit less vendors, but I mean, usually you go there, you see a lot of ball pythons and even a good selection of bows. But actually, when I went there was a lot of retics. There's like a lot of retic vendors. But it was nice. It was just nice to get out and go to an expo and see something, talk to some people, especially you couldn't do that for so well. But it was cool. And like I said, I'm going to go Saturday. If you want to go, Josh, I'm going to go in the morning.
I think I'm setting up a table.
Oh, no, I'll just come hang out.
In them shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good place to get rid of stuff like $300 and under.
You mind if I bring something to put on your table? I got one I want to get just rid of.
What is it?
It's the one retic, the Tiger Platinum.
Yeah, bring her. Is it a girl?
That's a boy, but he's just getting so big. I just wanted to go to some. Oh, he's getting too big. You know what I mean? And I got two of them. I want to keep my lavender retic, but to have two custom more cages, I'm like, because I got an iguana and a monitor. I'm getting 2 cages built for my office, and I'm like, to add another 2. I'd like to just add another 1, add another 3 actually because of the anaconda. I want to keep the anaconda and the lavender, but I want to just find it a good home. If nobody takes it, honestly, I'll keep it and find it a good home. But see if somebody will take it. I'm not looking to make money off it or anything. I just want somebody to take it and give it a good home.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah, we could try to sell it. I don't want to retic.
I like them, man. I do like them. They're big. They just get big. I like big snakes. They're cool. That sounds so wrong at the same time. I like big snakes.
Tell us how much you love big snakes.
Oh man, I got 2 of them downstairs. I love them.
John's here for the big snakes. That's why he came.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's fucked up. Somebody's gonna see me and be like, "That's the big snake guy. He loves big snakes." What's up, man?
You don't do YouTube videos, do you, Chris?
I mean, I have a YouTube and maybe like, I don't know, a dozen somewhat decent videos on there. Maybe some egg cuttings to a couple.
Yeah.
This is how you do heat tape. I think I have one video where I ligated a baby that didn't absorb its yolk sac, and that's a pretty good video. There's like a
wait, you did what? What'd you do?
So it's called I think it's called ligation. You ever had a hatchling where it's maybe out of the egg and it's kind of still attached to a full yolk sac?
No.
I'll have to send it to you. So, and I've had sometimes a yolk sac will stay in the egg and the baby's like trying to get away and it just did not absorb for some reason. I don't really know why, but sometimes it just, there's something blocking the absorption in the umbilical cord. But normally that yolk sac will go inside the hatchling right before they come out. And that's like their first meal basically. And it kind of buys them a lot of time. So if for some reason they don't absorb that yolk sac, if you don't cut that and ligate it, which the word ligate I think means to like a tourniquet, basically. There's like when you cut the umbilical cord, before you do it, you take a piece of floss and then you knot it like twice, and then you cut on the other side of the knot so that it doesn't bleed out. The whole point is so it doesn't, because there's still a blood supply going from the baby to the yolk sac,
right?
And if you cut that without tying it off, the baby can bleed out and die. So when you ligate it, it's almost like a tourniquet that just lets the baby keep its own blood and it doesn't bleed out through that umbilical cord when you cut it. So I did that on a blackhead clown, and if I wouldn't have done that and cut it, it would have for sure died. Just by I guess
that's crazy, but interesting at the same time.
Yeah, I'll totally. I might like repost that sometime.
That's a strong. That's it. Like you have 12 videos up. That's a strong post. That's a good. Like that has a good placeholder in that 12 YouTube videos. Right. That's a good video.
I have a really good assist feed video, and I have a really good popping video. So I have a couple of a really good egg cutting video. I don't have quantity, but what I did put out was solid. Some of the early videos are funny, but I don't know. I kind of got out of YouTube. I've never really hammered YouTube too much. I totally should, and I think it's in the cards for the future, but I don't really care honestly too much about it anymore, man. Like I was saying earlier, I'm so focused on curating the snake collection and sales and social media as far as like messages, which I've been slacking on. I'm just in a weird pattern where I'm just kind of we're moving forward in a lot of strong ways, but we're not doing a whole lot of social media stuff right now.
It's hard, dude.
I'm maintaining it, and I've put in the work in the past to where I can kind of ride that a little bit, but I don't know. I've been a little bit more reserved lately, and I think that's okay. I used to have a lot of stress about, I need to do a lot and I reach a lot of people to be able to sell my snakes, and I don't know. I realized that sometimes less is more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's like another job itself. That John was just telling me last night, and I don't have anywhere near the following that you do. But I went hard like for that first like 2 years that I started my Instagram, and then it just kind of built off itself. But like, I don't even have this sounds terrible, but like I don't have any desire to post pictures anymore. You know, on like whenever I'm posting stuff on my Ball Python Kingdom account, it's like I'm consciously making myself. I'm like, dude, you gotta put something up. You know,
Right.
I like guilt trip myself. Where I used to enjoy it, I'd get the light box out. It'd be like a whole little photo shoot, you know. And now it's just like after a couple weeks go by, I haven't posted anything. I have 14 messages I got to answer. I'm like, dude, come on. You know, it's like that thing. It's like the laundry basket that you just have been avoiding. You keep walking past it and you're like, yeah, not today.
Yeah. Like you tell me, you're like, yeah, I started trying to get a following on Instagram. And I sit there and I'm like, I'm really not motivated to post pictures and all that stuff right now. You know, coming home from work and all that stuff. And I'm like, well, I do it when I'm drunk. You know, I go downstairs, I take pictures. There, I do it. There's a few pictures. You know, but it's like I don't know. I guess I'm not I like social media. I like looking at other people's stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, I just really don't care to be posting and all that stuff all the time. You know what I mean?
And they fucked it up with their algorithms. Like I look back at when I used to have like 2,000 people follow me on Instagram. I'd post a picture and 900 of them would like it. And now I'm like, I have 11,000. I post a picture and 200, 300 people like it. I'm like, how many people are really even seeing this? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my picture quality had to have gone better because I look at the pictures I used to post and I'm like, oh my God.
It's more tight. Oh, I wanted to ask you, you produced some Batman stuff last year, right?
Yes.
So I remember you were talking about that one ID. It was a little tricky. You know, I know that one. It was like a pastel Batman-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
How was the sales on that? I was curious, like what your opinions are on that project and this and that.
Yeah, I'll talk about it. But first, I gotta tell. I'll start at the beginning, right? This is still stuff that we were kind of like flowering off of when we started. We bought, I think we got 8. It was either 5 or 8 het clowns off Kabilka.
You mean just like het clowns, or did I code on
females, just het clowns. This is like when we were just starting to get into it.
Babies?
And my dad out. Mm-hmm. And so this would have been 2017, and that's so we had a bunch of het clowns, and we have other stuff too, but that was mainly, so those were all the girls. Then we had a fire leopard spot nose het clown male that we got off Kabilka, and that was the dad of our Batman. And actually, so we got a fire. We have one female Batman. We have a female fire. I call her Batgirl. And then a third one. It's a pastel Batman, actually, which I sold John. And those were all from the fire leopard spot nose het clown male to the het clown female, which is crazy when you talk about odds. So the two Batgirls were from the het clowns, but John's was from a pastel spider clown is what it was. But so our first Batman hatched, we were in Aruba actually, and my buddy was over checking on eggs, and he sent us a picture. He was like, one stuck its head out, and he sent a picture, and I'm like, huh. I knew as I saw the head poke out that it had to have been. So that was exciting.
Oh yeah. So you say you were in Aruba?
In Aruba, yeah.
Aruba.
What a place, by the way. You got to take your girl to Aruba.
What country is that in?
I think it's its own.
It's a country, Aruba?
Isn't it? I don't know. Now I feel
Google it.
stupid. You
It
said what
probably is.
country?
No,
I think that's the country.
the-
Is Aruba?
I'm the one that's stupid.
I think the
Oh, it
country is
is. It's an
Aruba.
island. It's an island country.
Okay, man. I was gonna say,
Oh, it looks great. Yeah, it's like the size of Hawaii, kind of.
dude, it is beautiful.
That looks awesome.
Is that it, dude? And listen to this. Check this out, John. You'll appreciate this. So outside of our resort, there's iguanas everywhere. And I woke up one morning and went outside, and there was like 20 to 30 iguanas just like basking in this little like gravel pit. So I'd go to the buffet and like grab like 3-4 plates of like veggies, and I'd go and sit there. And by the end of the trip, I'm sitting in the middle of this gravel pit, just like hand feeding them. It was amazing.
Wow.
It was so cool.
See, I have a bad iguana story. It's kind of stupid. I ran into a wall trying to catch one because I was drunk. I did. I was in Florida trying to catch one. I was hammered. I'm like, I'm going to catch that iguana. Watch. I got this. I'm running full speed because they're fast.
Yeah.
I'm running full speed. And then I think my buddy yelled at me something. I might just be using that as an excuse because I was hammered. I don't know. But I just remember hitting the wall. Smack. Face first. And everybody laughing at me. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Not going to try to catch a lizard today.
I'm done. But yeah, that was my Batman story. And then what did you ask my opinion on the project?
Yeah, just I don't know. I mean, I know you sold some of it. I was curious what you thought about entering the Batman project with sales and demand and price point and this and that.
Yeah,
as little and as much as you want to talk about it, because
yeah,
it's a little tricky.
It is tricky. I don't know. I'm still learning from like, because I really haven't been in this that long. I think that the price of stuff came down, and this is not even just on Batman. This is on a lot of stuff. I think that it came down a lot quicker than I thought. I don't know, and like you look at a Batman, it's spot nose, which is you don't have to have on the other side, right? Leopard, same thing. So the only thing is clown. So when you look, if you're setting up a collection to produce Batman, I don't think it'd be that hard. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's tricky because I look like the Fire Batgirl that I listed. I think I put her up for like no, it might have been like 4,500. Oh wait, what did you put up? You had an adult, didn't you?
Yeah, I had the adult male lesser Batman.
Okay.
Recently, and then I had a pastel Batman male up too. That was like
okay. I think I'm thinking of the lesser. Did he sell?
Yeah, he sold recently. Like we're in June now. I think he sold in early May for about I can't remember, 45, I think, something like that.
Okay.
4,000 and change, whatever it was. It might have been 4,000 even. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So, something like that.
Yeah. I think if
lesser and butter is great genes, but it gets a little tricky in males because you're gonna throw that 50% of the time as something to think about.
Right.
With whatever codom you have in there. Especially if like pastel, butter. I mean, any codom, you're just gonna make a shit ton of it if it's in your male. I mean, every egg's 50%.
Right. Yeah. I will say if I was just getting into trying to make Batman, so like I said, we had the Fire Leopard Spot Nose Het Clown male to we had them to some visual clown girls, but quite a few of the girls were Het Clown. So we had all these 66% Het Clown females.
Nice.
But you look, I had like I was selling like Fire Leopard 66% Het Clown girls for $350. And if they would have been 100% Het Clown, you know what I mean? They would have been $800 probably, around there.
You mean 800 or 1,000?
800.
Yeah, 800. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
so like that's what I'm telling people. I'm like, dude, if you're just getting started, load up on these 66%. You know what I mean? You could get 3 or 4 for the price of one. Then you get a visual male. Then at least you know all the babies. If the girl doesn't prove out, you know everything that comes from them will be 100% het clown.
That's one thing I've never done is purchased purposely like a 66% het. I did buy some pastel labs off of Ralph that were also 66% het G stripe, but that was kind of like an add-on.
Okay.
So I put my dreamsicle male to those to make some double hets and visual hets. But now I'm circling back and I purchased a Lav G stripe and I'm gonna try to prove them out. Hopefully like a year from now or something. So that I want to make Lav G stripes. It's like a totally orange ball python with a lavender stripe, lavender like a double lavender stripe going down the back. It's almost like kind of like a tri-stripe type look, but without the main dorsal.
Right.
They're beautiful. Have you seen them?
Stripe.
You seen them, Raspy? You seen them Lav G stripes?
Yeah, I see them. I see them on Instagram. They're pretty sick looking.
Underrated, and their price point is for being a double recessive. I mean, you can pick them up rather cheap. Definitely under $1,000.
Yeah, we started putting G stripe in with so we've been moving towards a lot of Candino stuff. So we have some G stripe in with our Candinos, which I'm excited about. I think Candino is underrated too.
Candino tri-stripe looked really good. Did you see that?
I saw a Candy tri-stripe.
Yeah, well, okay, I guess yeah. So Candy versus Candino is two separate. Candino is half like candy, half albino.
It's double het.
Okay, and then Warren Reptile made the Candy tri-stripe, and that was really, really, really nice looking. Good color and cool stripes.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think Candino is definitely underrated.
So, Josh, let me ask you your opinion. Whatever your heart tells you. So, as far as the ball python market, and probably more, this would be more like a projection for 2021, 22, and on. Where do you see? Because clown is like the forefront now. I really feel like some of the leading ball python projects are kind of waning a little bit. They're getting a little saturated. People are getting a little bored. I feel like with the, I mean, I'll go ahead and drop a couple of names like the Batman, the Pompeii, like that kind of stuff. I feel like it'll always sell well. It's super cool, but it's not like we've seen it. And how much more can that stuff be expanded on? I'm sure there's always going to be something. There's always something that makes it pop or, gain traction. But what is just to kind of like set you up for a strong pivot besides that stuff, which I do feel like will always have its place at the table. Where are you seeing like a project emerge that maybe isn't ever ran, ever worked? Like, what do you think would be like the next hot thing? Or what? Not just one thing, but what are the top 1, 2, 3 projects besides the whole like I said, clown, Batman, Pompeii type stuff that really took it by storm in the last couple of years. Specifically talking about clown, it went real hard.
Yeah. So and this is complete. I mean, this is like I've been in the reptile world, ball python world for probably 3 years and some change, right? So off of 3 years, I think that one of the things I think that's coming that'll be big is Candino. I don't think that it's because it's new and it's flashy, but I think a lot of people don't understand it. I think the fact that it's the double hets become visual. I think a lot of people have a hard time figuring that out and then how to plan that out in breedings. But I don't know. It's a hard question. Like you ask where it's going because it's hard. You get all of these really expensive recessive morphs in your collection, right? And whether what you're aiming to produce has been produced or not, like you're building your inventory to move in a certain direction. And it's not like you buy an animal and it breeds in 2 months and then has babies. You know what I mean? It's such a slow process. So like that makes it difficult too, because like look with the dreamsicle, you know, look at the Grail. Like Kabilka produced the Grail how long ago?
I'm not sure.
2012, 2013. It was quite a few years ago. And like there's not that many out there, and he's not even really pumping them out yet, you know? I don't know. So it's a shitty answer to your question,
It's a
but
very
I don't know.
subjective
I think
question because when it reaches certain, buying points, this and that, it'll play out even further, and it'll like more people be playing with it, and they'll have their own joy in building their projects out.
right.
But I guess I should even clarify more. Like, I'm just like, what is like the newer trends? Well, maybe I could be more specific. So, like, where do you see like genes like puzzle, tri-stripe, like DG, like playing into this? How to, is Clown
Yeah.
and Glide gonna like be the next 5 years as far as still the leader? I mean, maybe those played into it. Just curious what your opinion is. Any
So
diamonds in the rough?
yeah, I don't know. So I think that you see all these things pop up, right? Like there's like confusion and puzzle. It's like the new like flashy look at me, right? But I think that I think so many people, and especially the bigger breeders, have maybe not based their collection around clown, but that everybody's so clown strong that like when these new things pop up, that's their first go, is like you want to stick this with clown, right? You want to see
Yeah.
what puzzle looks like with clown. You want to see what confusion looks like with clown.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I would like to see something kind of take the staple of clown out, and not because I don't like clown. I think clown's really cool. But I think that people are getting not bored, but you're right. It's like we've seen it, you know, and I don't know. There's advantages and disadvantages. Like an advantage would be that more and more people every year are getting into clown, right? So whatever that new gene comes out with, and then it's like, oh my god, you see the puzzle clown? Like people already have female clowns, and they can get a puzzle male, put it to the female clown, and then work their way up. I don't know. I could say from a buyer's perspective, none of these genes have really been impressing me to think like, holy shit, I need to get that. Like I have no puzzle. I mean, what are the hot? Maybe I'm too tapped out. I don't know. What are the hottest genes? Their puzzle is big right now, right? Confusion.
I think it has hype. I don't think it has a whole lot to really back it up. It's more on
I don't.
you see people that have double heads and you're like, wow, they're gonna be popping out some crazy shit soon. But I think it's a lot of it's speculation
I
at
think
this
so
point.
too.
Even like some stuff that popped off in the last year, tri-stripe DG, Desert Ghost.
Tri-stripe impresses me, and I'll say this: if I had to pick one that I think will make the marathon, it would be Desert Ghost.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Would
but
be
even
my
Desert Ghost is seeming to, I mean, I don't know. It's so subjective on your opinion on how mainstream it's got, because I really feel like the ball python hobby or industry at a whole is and especially even if you were to branch even further out to reptiles, other species, it's huge. There's hundreds of thousands of people into this.
Mhm.
It's only it's only like that top 5-10% that make a lot of noise. I feel like on social media, there's so many private breeders. It's crazy.
Right. Yes. That's who got me into it, was a guy. He was friends with. He told me to read this book the other day. What was it called? Like The Lost World or The Stolen World or something. It's about like all the guys that started the whole reptile and snake shit in the country, and it's their story about like sneaking stuff into here so we could start breeding it.
Wow.
And these are all guys he was friends with, but like he doesn't have an Instagram. He has a Facebook, which he's hysterical on. But yeah, you're right. There are a lot of private breeders that don't touch into the social media aspect. I don't know. You know what I think makes it tough too is like there's a lot of people that are getting into the ball python world now that are taking it super serious, which is awesome. You know what I mean? But like, so Kabilka for an example, and this is no knock on him. We've bought a ton of stuff off him. He's obviously extremely successful. He's good at what he does. He has tons of cool stuff. But like he's moving so fast, you know what I mean? That like he'll show a cool combo and then it's like he's like, "Oh, look at this one." And then look at this one and it's like completely different projects and then it seems just like everyone's just like trying to chase. But like I don't know, it's just such a slow process. Like it's like you'll always be a little bit behind. And I think now it's to the point you have other people that are building up like Kabilka that are putting out this crazy stuff that it kind of loses that like wow factor. You know, like a Batman comes out and then everyone tries to produce it and it's like it's a slow race. Everyone's trying to build up to do this one cool thing. Now there's so many cool things that it's like you can go your own way. It's like you're in a separate world almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I had a good experience when even though it wasn't like world's first, I was producing just like leopard GHIs and like,
bro, I remember those. I messaged you about buying one.
A lot of people did the GHI leopard Mojaves, and that was back when I had a lot of fire. And even though I wasn't producing world's first, I was kind of the only person producing them, at least that had a kind of a voice on social media. And dude, I was so passionate, and like even like looking back, leopard GHIs, they're great, they're cool, but it's like, I mean, you know, they're not like groundbreaking in any kind of way. They're just like a cool, like darker snake. They got cool patterns. Gotta love them, of course, but it's like not flashy at all, in my opinion, compared to a lot of the like leading stuff out today. But and I wasn't moving them for a ton of money, you know, $300, $400, $500 or whatever. I even raised prices at throughout the whole. So that was like my campaign for like 2 years.
I remember.
I was the leopard GHI dude, and I would get a kick out of it because it really became part. At this point, it's not really. People remember it, and of course, I could ride that clout when I hatch more. But I ended up the male that was producing on them went off. He blew a bean and went offline. So I've been waiting for his offspring to mature to, you know, kind of get back at the GHI stuff. And I have a little bit here and there, but yeah, man, that was great. The GHI leopard treated me so well. And I had such a passion for that project and I just hammered it, man. And people loved it, especially the dark leopard GHI Mojaves.
They were unreal. They were unreal.
The darks were crazy. And, that's just one lane that people don't hammer too much is the pure black stuff and ball pythons. And if you can start creating that pure black color, people love that, dog. They love it a lot. It ain't gonna make you rich, but it really catches people's attention. You can sell them well, in that, you know, $400-$800, you know, range, like probably like now, you know, be great.
Yeah, I'll never forget. You sent me a free sticker. Do you remember that?
Oh, dude, I can't remember anything now at this point.
Because you put up a picture.
You won like on social media. I picked comments or whatever.
Yep. Yes, and it was a picture of those. I'm pretty sure it was the leopard GHIs. And you're like, caption this. And I forget what my caption was. It was like, when you and your boys all hit the mall before going out, but you didn't go together or something, because they're all like rolling together and they're kind of like in the same outfit, but not really.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, those were hot.
You got stickers? I think I got your sticker. I got your sticker, right?
You should have my sticker.
What about you, Raspy? You got stickers?
No, I got no stickers. I actually got no stickers from both of you.
What?
Do I have stickers to give out? No, I don't. But I don't got no stickers from you guys.
All right, we gotta get you some stickers. I ran out, dude. Someone. I ordered them little labels that go on envelopes, like the return address, and I put my logo on them, and they were way more cost efficient. So sometimes I'll get the scissors out and cut out the little mini sticker. I'm out of stickers right now.
Mini sticker.
Yeah, we fresh out, man. I don't got nothing around here.
Mini stickers. What so what's your opinion on like where things are heading? Like, what do you think, like, in comparison to kind of what I think?
I mean, I think I do think puzzle will get some traction. There's like the clown puzzles out there, but it's nothing too crazy. But clown can be tricky where if you got the really like reducing gene in there, like people call it blade. I think there's not anything that's crazy reducing stripe is not automatically blade, but a lot of people default it's blade, and that was really prevalent in 17, 18, 19. You don't hear about Blade as much anymore because I know like the founder, Sean Bradley, for one, I think he got out, if I'm not mistaken, of ball pythons, or at least mainly. And I don't really promote or push Blade anymore. And it's people in general, I think, want some pattern brought in because we really hammered the reduced stuff a couple of years ago and now, and it'll always be there. And for sure, people love it, but people want to see what's locked underneath that crazy reduced pattern. So if the puzzle clown combos can get the pattern back in, which Spot Nose could probably do that, I think that would be great. Another versatile use for Tri-Stripe is so far in all the combos I've seen with Tri-Stripe, I have not really seen that pattern get broken up.
No,
it's Tri-Stripe almost has like an enhancer gene built into it. Tri-Stripes look nice. I own like one Tri-Stripe. I have a Tri-Stripe male. That's like one thing I did towards the end of last season, like, end of 2019. I was like, I don't really know what's going to pop out, but I want to be prepared. So I went ahead and picked up a Tri-Stripe male for like, I think $1,700. I picked up a puzzle male for around the same price. It's not breaking the bank under two G's, but I'm raising them up. They're becoming mature males. That way, I could get some double heads and pay attention to what's because I'll admit I definitely want to stay in line with what's trending and this and that as much as I can. Of course, fortunately, my taste usually lines up with what's popular, so I can still have a passion about it. But I think everybody should try to do that, but also follow your heart and make your own lane and produce stuff that is like your own imagination. I think that's really cool to do too, for sure. It's hard to do because so many people are already in this years ahead of people. And even if you are trying to do something original, there's often someone that's already done it. You know what I mean? But you can find certainly some angles that haven't been hit, or at least too much. And I don't know, man. I think people do better in general if they put the blinders on and just follow their heart and do what they love.
That's what the guy told me.
I need to do more of that.
It's tough. The guy that got us into, his name's Brad McCarthy, but that's what he said. He's like, look what you like to produce, look what you like to make, look what you want to make, and do that. He said, he said, I've been in this for how many years? Shit's gonna pop up, and they're gonna be like, oh, this is the new thing, go for this. Oh, this is a new thing, go for this. And he's like, you could get caught chasing, and I see people do it. People buying off me. They're like, what do you have? What do you have? Cool. I said, Post Malone.
This mic is good. I was looking at my story because I posted a screenshot of us. Look, I tagged you guys.
This just popped up.
Right.
It's raspy drinking, always drinking.
Sometimes they don't. They don't. I did that like 30 minutes ago, but they don't post until you open your story back up. So that's what I did. And I did post a little Post Malone earlier for the wife's little birthday party.
I love Post Malone.
That's cool, man.
How many messages do you have right now that you need to answer?
That's a good question. I would be glad to show you. It's quite embarrassing. We'll let them load up. All right, so
you gotta let them load up. That's a lot.
This is all right. So the good thing is you can't read this, so I don't have to worry about nothing personal. Not that there's nothing crazy personal, but all right. So there's like there's your reshare right there. Okay, so if we go down to here, that is within 10 hours. And to be fair, I've not been active in DM at all, so we ain't got no quick replies. These are all unread. I'll just keep going. It takes a second to load. There's another. All the blue dots are right here. The blue dots.
I know what the blue dots mean. Jesus, dude.
I don't know. I mean, I probably won't do the whole thing, but it's a lot. We're still going. It takes like every 10 seconds it loads like a new section, I think. So and then we have, so I don't know how much further that would go down.
So
We
what?
have another inbox that's completely full. And
I
then
don't touch that. That exists.
and then this right here is 99 plus constantly, and I think they get deleted after a month, and that just stays at 99 plus. This is a new issue, and I used to be proud of having a red inbox, and then
yes,
I noticed I started getting more messages, and so then like I purposely like switched up my social media content to like never ask anyone to ever message me. Cause like I used to like be like DM me, and like I was like confident that I would see it because I kept up with my DMs, and then like once I got behind, and which there's a point to where if you're me and my personality type, you're all in or you're not. So once I realized I wasn't answering all my DMs, I just didn't answer hardly any, which is kind of sounds
that's
bad.
how I am. No, that's
that,
how I am too.
So then like I hired someone to help me start answering the DMs. Actually, like I've gone into my bankroll. Like I've come out of pocket to stay up with these messages. Like I'm not sitting here like just being like, oh fuck these messages. Like no, I'm well over $100 invested in labor costs and trying to keep up with these. Like I tried, but I got too lazy, and then I was like, I'm not coming out of my pocket anymore to like pay it. And I don't want that to be part of my brand. Like if you're talking about Pythons 101, I want you to be confident that it's me. Right. So we had strict limitations on that. I won't disclose who it was, and no one knows who it was anyway, but it was some female that was in college that was very smart about ball pythons. Let's leave it at that. Like it was like my top candidate out of all my connects. Like she was answering messages better than I do. Like she was putting value and like fucking helping these people. Whereas I'm like a constant, like brushing people off my shoulder. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm too busy. Like go away. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like that sounds kind of rude, but I'm just being very,
no, it doesn't. So yeah, if you're being fair to the person on the other end, it's probably best that they're talking to her, not you.
Right. Now, right. Of course, I got my homies, and like I told her, so the new inbox, people I've never had contacted before, that was fair game for me hiring someone to answer. And then there's like a secondary box where I've chosen to like not keep them in the primary, and she had full access to them 2 boxes, and that kept her busy enough.
Okay.
Like my personal box for like homies, like you're in that box or whatever, basically the bulk of my shit, stuff I've already been messaging for years upon years or weeks, that was all me. So, and then I don't know, I tried that for a bit, and then I was like, man, like this ain't working. I'm not paying for it. So yeah, so now we behind. Just to kind of be a little personal about my DM, it's a blessing, man. Like I'm humbled anytime anybody messages me. I do handle my morph market by myself, but now we're behind a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry to the homie. There are homies I haven't got back to. It just, sorry, man. Life happened, and
yeah, and dude, you
get a hold of me. Text me. My number's on my Facebook,
and I'll put it in the description of the YouTube video when I post this.
My number. Sometimes, no, I had a bad. Real quick, I had a bad instance where I was a little behind on my morph market messaging by like a day, and this customer sent me a payment, and they wanted to confirm that I got it, and I hadn't gotten morph market for like 24 hours to answer back. I was about to, but he found my phone number and he called me, and I'm not really used to getting business calls on my phone number. It just doesn't happen very much. It's normally like friends or telemarketers. So I'm like, hello. And they're like, who is this? And I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then they're like, I'm sorry, like I just paid my snake off. Like I'm like, oh no. I'm so sorry. I was like just incredibly rude to you. Like
so, I just sent you money via PayPal.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because I always like felt that was weird when someone calls someone and they ask like, who they're speaking to. I'm like, you called me.
You
Like,
called me. Yeah. Introduce yourself.
I felt bad. I apologize. And so now I answer. I told my dad about it, and he was like, I normally just say, this is Chris when I answer. And I'm like, yeah, I should probably start doing that since this is technically a business phone now. So,
yeah, I've had it too. People call me at work and they're like, hello. I'm like, hello. Hi, this is Rick from New York. I was interested in that triple het. I'm like, all right, I'll call you after work, bro. You couldn't have texted me or messaged me on Morph Market. Like, it's funny, people's different ways of communicating. I had a girl ask me, and I'm not making fun of her, so if she's listening to this, I'm not being rude. But she asked me, she bought a het candy, 66% het pied. And she asked me if I would drive and meet her halfway. I'm like, I really don't do that. Where are you from? She's from North Carolina. She's like, it'd be like 5 hours.
for each of you? Well, I mean, it depends on the price, I guess.
It was $75 snake.
And I'll be waste $300 of gas just to get you a $75.
Yeah. Maybe I should have looked at her first.
People, oh, you did it?
No, I didn't do it. But listen to what I did actually. Listen to what I did. So I've been holding shipping because of this Corona stuff. I shipped one snake. It was like, or two snakes a couple weeks ago. But I called. Do you ship Your Reptiles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I called them the other day and I was like, how's it looking? And they were like, we're telling people to hold off. We're not insuring packages. If you can wait, it's best to wait. And I was like, all right, fuck it. Everyone's cool with waiting, right? So, except this girl, like, she wanted this snake. And I explained to her, I'm like, they can't get, like, they're not insuring the package, so they can't guarantee that the snake arrives alive, and they can't guarantee that it arrives in one night. Then that's when she asked me if I could drive 5.5 hours to meet her. And I'm like, do you have any sense of how much that would cost me in gas? And then that's a 10-hour day. That's a long day. So she texted me the other day and she was like, hey, my friend's a trucker and he's driving up to New York. He passes Pittsburgh. Can you meet him at a truck stop with the snake? I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. So I drove. She has her snake now. I drove half an hour, handed it to her trucker friend, and her trucker friend took it home to her.
The trucker friend was there for her.
You got the deal in.
God bless the trucker guy. The trucker friend.
How do you have stuff on your Morph Market someone has to like take a picture or like how do you deal?
Cut you off real quick. Sorry to cut you off. I'm running downstairs to get another beer. I'm low. I didn't think to grab two.
All right, grab me one too.
Great, grab me one.
Do you put anything?
Gotcha.
Finish Modelo. Do you put anything in your description like that they have to send a picture or they have to open it at FedEx or like have you ever had someone try to say something died or have you had something go wrong?
No, it's been very smooth. I've only had like one PayPal dispute, and that was like 2016, and it was even over. I hadn't even shipped the snake yet. It was a deposit, and they put down a deposit, and it was like, a month or two went by on a payment plan. Then they were like, yo, something came up. I want my money back. And normally I'm pretty chill about working it out, at least a credit or just like I work with people. It's very rare. I'm just like taking their money or even refunding it. Something that we usually work something out. But
yeah,
this guy was kind of like, all right. And he kept he kept adding snakes to the payment plan. And then he just bounced like, never mind. And I'm like, yo, like I have a policy. I'm like, we got to, you're going to forfeit 20%. And normally I'll let him keep it as a credit towards later. But he was like, hell no. Nah. So he opened up a dispute on me on PayPal. And then I the dispute resolution happened. I wrote my policy, sent him my policy, some screenshots. I was like, yo, my policy is 20%. Like, and he had skin in the game, and then he canceled, and I missed out on sales and this and that.
Right.
And he actually sent like 30-40% already. And PayPal like sided with me, and they were like, you get to keep everything. And that was it. And I was like, all right. I actually walked up their deposit after a PayPal dispute, and I had not sent any merchandise at all. So that was super reassuring that PayPal sided with me over a freaking deposit. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I would have thought they would have sided with them.
I had a mentor at the time who was helping me, write up some of the messages. I was pretty new to shipping. I was like, what do I do? And they like helped me out. So that was a while ago. I mean, we've all heard some random horror story where someone gets a snake and they're like disputing it, and they keep the snake and the money.
Right.
I always hear, if you can, I don't even do it myself much, but if you can invoice them through PayPal, make sure the address that they have on their PayPal matches the address you ship to. Mm-hmm. And then if you take the tracking number and you add it to the invoice and the notes, then you can kind of like be covered, because the tracking is in the notes of the PayPal invoice, and the address you ship to matches the address of their PayPal, which doesn't always match.
Right.
I've just dealt with good people. If I do a snake sell over like $1,000, $1,500, I like to hop on the phone. It kind of weeds out some people. Mm-hmm. They won't even take a phone call, so the deal is just over.
Yeah.
I try to find them on Facebook or Instagram to see if it looks like a brand new account or something. If they have a history, right, some legit looking photos, that kind of helps. But
yeah,
I've been lucky. I mean, I've had a couple mess ups myself. I mean, I don't know how many boxes I've shipped, but I've probably shipped over 100 boxes. And there was one time I was shipping out 2 pastel pods, and I ended up getting them mixed up. It was one of the easiest situations to get them mixed up in, because it was like 2 customers, same morph and everything. And I was rushed, stressed or whatever. And I just fudged it, man. I sent the wrong pastel pod to the wrong spot. There's 2 of them. They looked a lot alike. And fortunately I was able to
ship them back to you.
We did. I told them, I was like, end of the day, it's your call. I'll do whatever you want. Yeah. One person ended up getting like a male when it should have been a female. And then the other person got like, $100, $200 less snake. And they were like, well, they got the male. They were like, well, I really wanted the female, and that's what I paid for. And I was like, I get that. I was like, I'll definitely give you the option. If you want that certain snake, I'll have him ship it back. I'll eat that shipping cost. I'll have you ship it back. I'll pay for it. And then I'll probably hold them for a week or 2 to not to stress them too much, Yeah. Kind of quarantine them off, and then I'll ship them back out once they're settled in, and I'll eat $200 in shipping to make it right. I was like, or I'll refund you $200, which was the difference anyway. Money I'm going to be out, so it don't matter to me. It's just easier to throw her $200.
Right.
And be done in 5 minutes versus a whole shipping fiasco that takes a month.
Yeah.
So she was like, fine, I'll take $200 and we'll just keep this snake still beautiful, So it worked out. But I mean, when you're shipping, it's all about data entry being, correct and the right snake going in the right box, which we've done all. But that was the one time I did drop the ball. But we made it right. So.
Yeah, that's the thing too. And it's easier to do that, like, because you have a manageable amount of snakes, right? You're not shipping 50 snakes a day.
No, none of that.
They're able to talk to you like.
Right. I haven't done more than 6 boxes in one day. That would be my record. I think 6 boxes in one day. I've done like 6 on Monday, 6 on Tuesday, and maybe 4 on Wednesday. But that'd be like my busiest week ever.
Yeah. Yeah, the majority of people that I sell snakes to, and it's funny, they're always the people that want to chat the most. They get your number and they want to tell you everything they have, everything they plan on doing with it.
But. All right, I'm gonna be right back. It's all you 2 for a minute.
All right.
Oh, it's just us. You gonna leave me with him? I'm scared.
Come on, you're used to it, just like old times.
Old times ain't that old.
It ain't that old.
Jesus Christ. No, dude. Oh, I had to switch to Corona, man. I got.
It's already 11:20.
Hey, ain't bother me. I'm having fun. I just text the kid
I
I work
know.
with tomorrow. Like, dude, hey, come a little later.
He sent the "I'll be in later" text.
Hey, whatever. I don't give a
I
shit.
love it.
I'm still going to get my job done, and I'm still on. See, at least the good thing about my job is, like, when I go to a customer's house, it's like scheduled, 9 to 12, 12 to 5. So
you have time.
I have time. It's the jobs I got tomorrow are pretty easy, so I'm not really sweating it. But dude, oh man. So sober exotics, we talked about it last night. That I said this would be because usually drunken exotics has turned into me being drunken exotic.
Can't help
I was
it.
taking shots downstairs.
Well, bro, you were taking shots downstairs.
Yeah.
I didn't even have beer. I had this big ass cup of water. And when we were waiting for you to get on, he was like, "What are you drinking on?" He was like, "I'm drinking a beer," and he poured it, and I'm like, "All right." I went downstairs and got a beer. It's like that's what it's about to be.
Shit, man, I enjoy it. It's been plus we are slacking on the podcast the past few weeks, me and him. But hey,
we didn't commit to any type of schedule. It's just all fun.
Yeah. Dude, I can see myself. My eyes are bloodshot as shit. I know.
Yes, they are. I know you're feeling it. I knew when you sat down. I was like, "There he is."
I'm feeling it.
There he is.
Dude, it's been a busy day. I'm not gonna lie. It feels good to unwind. I came home, had to handle all the reptiles upstairs and downstairs, and literally I sat down for a little bit. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do the podcast in a little bit. This, and that, and then next thing you know, my buddy texts me my buddy that got the snake rack off me. He doesn't know how to work the thermostat because it's his first snake rack because he uses all tanks. He likes to see his stuff. But now he's trying to grow his collection. So I was like, you know what? All right, I'll come over and help you. So I'll go over there. I help him. I get it all set up. It's all good now. Next thing you know, I'm sitting here. He's like, you want a beer and a shot? I'm like, do I? I'm questioning myself. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Come hang out with him. So I had a few. And then now I'm here. And now I just haven't stopped.
Beer and a shot.
So you're vending Saturday?
Yeah, I think so. Try to get rid of some stuff.
Cool. Well, I don't know. I'm still debatable about the retake. I think I do, but at the same time I don't. I just might build together closure for it. But
you did what podcast is this that you did with TR Reptiles?
I guess it's the Ball Pythons 101 podcast. I've only done one on YouTube. Yeah. Did you see it?
I was creeping through your fucking Instagram. I'm loving the mustache.
He's a creeper. You gotta be careful. He's a creeper. I cooked him dinner last night. He hasn't left me alone.
that crooked ass mustache. The lighting made it look worse than it was, but yeah, that's
a nice mustache. That's a manly mustache, right?
Thank you very much.
How awesome was his video when he does the kick?
That's hilarious. That's some TR Huggy Bear energy.
That's some TR Huggy Bear energy.
I still haven't watched that video. We had him on here, and I still haven't watched that video.
You're never gonna see it. No, you can't see it, bro. I didn't save it.
He said it. He told me it was real chill because I was like, TR, how was it? And he was like, it was awesome. It was real chill. TR is pretty good for a podcast. He's got good podcast voice, and he's a good listener. He's got some cool insights. So
yeah, he does.
He's a cool dude, man. He's a real
cool
dude.
Scrolling through, and this shows how I've not been on Instagram in a long time. But the followers that you have, like they love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're about you. That's probably why you have so many DMs. Like I have a lot of followers, but I don't get like people don't love. Yeah, it's just different.
Well, I mean, and the last few weeks, I've kind of put myself on timeout with social media because I was getting a little carried away on some of my shit, and that's just personal thing. I feel sometimes I feel a little too far out. Let me restate that. I feel like I'm putting myself out there too much, and it just feels almost a little vulnerable, too much for at least my own personal likings. And I mean, I'm talking like extreme, like video in front of my face, like talking daily opinions. And I'm almost like, and I maybe start getting some backlash, and not that I let that be my compass, but I'm like, whoa, it's like give my own self backlash. I'm like, chill, especially if like there's some drinking involved. I'm like, it's too much, and so I've been on timeout, but no, it is humbling. I do like going to the DMs because there will be some people that is I don't mean to downplay it. It's like fan mail basically, and they're like they'll be like random people or some homies or whatever, and they're like, dude, we need you back. Like you motivate me, and like just I'm being very generic there, but something like that, and I'm like, oh man, we got to come back, So that always helps recenter me too. Is
it makes
reading
you feel good.
The personalized messages, and a lot of times I do video replies, which also personalizes a lot of people.
Bro, you did that to me in Aruba when I was in Aruba.
Okay.
Yeah, because I watched it and then I was trying to video you back, but like Aruba being its own country, the internet was terrible. But I was like, at first I was like, this fucker sent me a video. I watched you were just talking to me through video, and I was like, damn, that felt like it was personal, like FaceTiming someone.
Hold on, you gotta say it again. You cut out there for me. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was
cut out for you?
Yeah, I heard him. He cut out too.
Oh, okay. It's
how do I sound now?
It's rare. No, you're good. It was an internet delay.
Oh, but you sent me this video.
You're cut out again.
Am I really?
When you talk slow, it's fine.
You have a big snake with you right now. Is it covered in your mouth?
I can't tell if you guys are fucking with me. Basically, I was saying Ball Pythons 101, I love you so much.
Be careful, man. He might show up at your back door just saying. Asking for some steak and corn.
I gave him my P.O. box.
Well, don't give it to John. He, how he feels about big snakes.
That's tough. That's tough. That is real tough. Hey, as long as they're friendly, they're good with me.
Sarah,
they're
how'd you get into the industry? I just love big snakes.
Love snakes.
them big snakes, man. I like them big snakes.
them big snakes.
Call me Big Snake Exotic.
Big Snake Exotics. I wonder if that's available. That would be solid. Big Snake Exotics. Like the Tiger King. What was his something exotics?
Joe Exotics.
Joe Exotic.
Did you watch that?
Yeah, dude. I was surprised I had never heard of that guy before.
Same.
Did you all know about him before this? The Netflix series?
No.
It seems I should have. I'm like, this dude's wild.
Yes, but they
kind of remind me of myself in a couple different ways.
Did you see that guy that screwed him with the zoo?
Ways? What ways?
The lady took her zoo. Carol Basket took the zoo. She got the zoo now.
Yeah, then I saw it was something his will was forged or whatever. I saw that article after that, like they lied or something, but I don't know.
What a character.
No, I don't know. Just how he's like he was on social media a lot, and just being kind of putting himself out there. Just kind of reminded me.
Yeah, bit, I have a Joe Exotic for president shirt.
He does. That's tough.
One of the original ones he had out in 2016.
Oh, I don't know.
I know it's right behind you.
Yeah, he had a lot of campaign shirts in 16, but they might have printed them again recently.
I legit didn't know about him until I watched it. And honestly, my fiance talked me into watching it because I'm like, I ain't watching this shit. She's like, it's about animals. You love snakes and all this. I'm like, yeah, but I know it's probably corny or something. And she put it on, and I watched the first episode. I'm like, all right, run it again. Keep going. And I watched it. I'm like, holy shit. But it makes you think like how crazy that exotic, like the industry with the crazy tigers are.
Yeah, man, it seems like a pretty cutthroat industry.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
But he brought a lot of that on himself, you know, focusing on a lot of the hate and the Carol stuff. If he would have just stayed in his lane, you know, and focused on the animals and the customers and fan base, he would have done better, I think. Maybe
Yeah.
stay away from the crack.
Would you ever own anything like that? Like Big Cat?
Nah, I mean, we used to own chickens. That's about as far as I'd go, is chickens and snakes and rats and nothing. I don't want too much attention, so we always try to keep it whatever is within bounds of, you know, jurisdiction or whatever. But now nothing like that. It's too much.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far as a tiger or something like that. But there's them household cats. I don't know what they're called exactly.
Savannahs?
No, my cousin actually. My cousin got a Savannah cat. They look cool, but there's another one. They kind of get a little bit bigger, like a dog. They look pretty cool. I'd like have something like that, but maybe that is the Savannah. I'm not sure. I have a cat, but I'm not really crazy into the cat. I'm not a crazy cat person, so I don't really know too much about all of them like that. I like my little cat. She's cool.
You don't have any shirts with cats on them.
No, none at all.
I like how you scoot up to like no.
Right. Hug life. I don't know. Cats are cool, man. Like the only reason, because I had cats when I was in my 20s. We had a Bengal cat. We dropped some coin on. Then we paid like $1,000 for that cat. It's silly. And cats are cool, man. But I like dogs more. I mean, dogs shed too. It depends. I like short-haired dogs that don't shed much. But you know, the whole like litter box thing, like, man, I clean it every day, but it's not my thing, man. And I'd rather not. But the wife said, as I want to get a Doberman. That's like my next project. Nice. I want to get a Dobie for sure. Probably get a nice male or female, and you know, for protection and family dog, train it well, you know, stuff like that. But
they're very lovable dogs. They kind of, I mean, I don't have a Doberman. I have a Rottweiler, and
they got Dobermans have some Rottweiler in them, right? I think so. I read that.
I think they're like kind of the same aspect as like temperament. Like my dog, if you came over my house, even Josh, if you came over my house right now, he would be nothing but friendly to you. He'd want to lick you, hang out with you,
because you're cool with it. You're like obviously welcoming us too. So he feeds off. If you were like, get him, sick him, he probably tears up too if you told him to.
Honestly, no. He's not even to that point. I got 2 dogs. Actually, I got that and a doggy Labrador, a French Mastiff like Turner and Hooch. I got a Hooch, but a female. She's a little bit on that side, maybe. But my Rottweiler, no. But as soon as he gets the instinct of something's wrong, I would tell him, like, if he heard somebody screaming, then he will attack. But if I told him to sick him or something, I train my dogs to be pretty friendly, man. I don't really worry too much about somebody coming into my house.
It's always a good thing, yeah. I don't know, but, my dog's kind of always been. We always were worried he would just lick a stranger or someone would break in and he'd be licking them. So I want to train to be a little bit more protective than my last dog.
You know how you can go down like YouTube rabbit holes?
Oh yeah.
I went down one and I watched all this. It was like some local news casting. They did a study on like would your dog protect you, because everyone, or your house, everyone thinks like I'm gonna have this dog. If someone broke in, the dog, you know what I mean? And they had like these owners left the house and they had people fake break in, and every single one of the dogs, like they barked, but then like this one, the guys walked by and they're like, "Hey puppy," and he sat for him. I'm like, all these people getting dogs thinking did they have like down.
Did they have the protective gear on in case they bit them?
No.
They were making it cool with the dog. Like,
they went in raw dog. Yeah, like they just walked in and started rooting through drawers, and the dogs are just sitting there watching.
Yeah, I think that would be the majority. I want my Doberman to fucking rip some ass if that happens.
Yes,
that's my goal with this dog. It's a new project. I'm not ready for it yet. So it's like a 2021 project, because I'm gonna get the foyer where I'm gonna ship connected to my snake room, and I'm gonna let the Doberman sleep in the foyer. So to get to the snake room, you got to get past the Dobie.
You got to get past the Dobie. I like that. Idea. My dad
get him out of my hair at nighttime too. So
my dad did a house. My dad has a masonry business, and he did he was working on a house for a guy. He had those what are they, like Tibetan Mastiffs or something? You know, like the dogs that they used to hunt bear in Russia. You ever
Yeah,
seen
no, I know
them?
what you're talking about. I was
Real
actually
big
going to bring
ones.
that up.
They're huge. And my dad said the first time he went to work on this guy's house, he looked in the backyard and he's like, "Is that a fucking bear chained to this dude's tree?" He's like, "The thing was huge." Well, he had two of them. And I guess someone ended up breaking into the house, and the dog chased him out and jumped over the fence and got a hold of him and fucked this dude up bad. Like
Things are massive.
yes, and jumped over the fence and fucked this guy up. Like he was in critical condition in the hospital, and the county came back and said, "You either have to put the dogs down or you got to move." And he's like, this guy broke into the house. Like it was all on camera. It didn't
How
matter.
big this dog is.
Yes, dude. That's what I'm saying. My dad was
A
like, I
lot of
thought
fur,
it was,
but that thing's huge.
he's like, I thought it was a fucking bear chained to the tree.
That's like
Dude,
it's like a groomed one. It's still huge.
oh, dude, they're huge. I knew a lady that actually had one, and she it was huge. And I went in her house the one day. I mean, my buddy was dating her.
It's a puppy.
I know they're huge. Dude, it's crazy.
Man-sized puppy.
Dude, so my one friend sat next to it. We're all sitting on the couch. The dog wasn't sitting next to me, but he was sitting next to my friend. My friend sat the whole time. He did not. He's kind of scared of dogs because he got bit by a dog. He's sitting there like this the whole time, just looking up at the dog. If you asked him a question, he wouldn't even look at you. He'd be like, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's
looking
all right.
looking up at the dog.
Looking up at the dog. I'm dead. It was crazy. I mean, I never seen one in person till then. And that's the only one I've ever seen. But
That's what you need protecting your snake building.
No, there you go.
Get one of them.
Yeah, you got that. Nobody would go in that thing.
Carol Baskin.
Oh man, 2020 has been a weird year. I've been seeing a lot of memes about like the next headline. Like that was not on my bingo card, my apocalypse bingo card, and I think if I were to have a 2020 bingo card, I'm almost I would almost go out on a limb and say that we have like alien disclosure coming later this year. Like I would not be surprised.
No, we got that.
Well, it kind of was because they put them videos out. They declassified them. 3? Like they're not too high def, but the pilot videos from the aircraft.
But think about the last time that something like that's like been on the news, not YouTube, on the actual news.
Right.
Bro, that didn't even like break headlines. That's how crazy this year's been.
Right. It would not surprise people, I think. And I don't know. It's going to be interesting next 4 months prior to election, I feel like.
Yes.
Hang on. I'm just hanging on, man. I'm just trying to get my snakes over my house. And I don't know. We've been lucky, though. It's for breeding, we don't deal with when we don't deal with the general public, so we can can have FedEx come pick up at the door, and I don't even gotta be there. Just set the packages outside if I want to.
Yeah.
But we ate out today, and we've ate out a couple times since it kind of reopened up. And many of these restaurants, they have to go through a lot. Every other table's no back-to-back seating, so they have way lower capacity. They have to some of these restaurants put a sign on a table that says this table's been sanitized, and then the forks and spoons are wrapped in these sealed bags, and
really
all the waitresses have masks on. And I'm like, dude, food prices have gone up. I feel bad for the restaurant industry. I mean, we like eating out. We've always supported restaurants and local restaurants and stuff. And I got a couple buddies that have restaurants, and it's tough times for that industry, man. I feel bad for them. For real.
Yeah. It's been tough for a lot of people. A lot of people have have not been able to work. But then they're getting unemployment, which is they're getting more than my one buddy. He's in sales. With unemployment, he's making more than he did when he worked.
Wow.
My one buddy, he got laid off. He claimed unemployment, but he didn't get it for a while. All of a sudden, just 2 days ago, he got a check, or his bank account all of a sudden had random $7,000 in it.
Did you do that PayPal's program, Chris, for the
Um,
business?
no, I don't think I heard about that. What's that?
No, it was like, well, okay. So first, it was supposed to be, like financial injury relief. So it was supposed to be for small businesses, like through the corona. Um, you could get a $10,000 loan that you didn't have to pay back.
Through PayPal?
No, through like the federal government.
Oh, I could have swore you said PayPal's program.
Well, it was called pay something program.
It's PPP something paycheck
Yeah, paycheck.
program, something paycheck program or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they had the that was one side. Then they had the like 10,000 forgivable like grant through
Right.
SBA. Um, oh man, for me personally, I haven't got a dime through any of that. I did apply for the 10,000, but and I never heard really nothing back.
Yeah.
And I applied like 1-2 weeks after it dropped.
Same. Me too.
I told a couple buddies. I know one of my buddies got 1,000 because I think they changed rules to like 1,000 per employee, or
Per
if you're
employee.
a sole proprietor, then you count as one employee. And I think for that program, you might have had to shown like a loss of income, via like penalty of perjury, this and that. And
Yeah.
I had a pretty good spring, so I was like,
Yeah. I had a pretty good spring.
even if they hit me back, I was like, probably going to decline anything. But I didn't want to like be set up for penalty of perjury. That kind of wasn't worth it for me, But I didn't hear back. No, we've just been business as usual here. But yeah, I had a couple buddies. One of my buddies got a $35,000 loan recently through SBA, 3% for 30 years. It's like a mortgage with like a really good rate. So,
Damn.
Hey,
Okay.
Someone wants to toss me 35 G's at 3%. I might take that, but
well, that's a good question. So, what would you do with that?
It is a good question, actually. Well, I'm about to get the facility done, and I think I will be going freedom breeder. So I'm gonna be investing probably 40 G's into the business this summer, which I already have earmarked. So then, I'm left to where what will I do to move my business forward? Because a new snake room and racks doesn't exactly move your genetic program forward. That's completely separate. I mean, it's certainly intermixed and necessary, but the genetics stay the same. And I'm not used to that because normally that's the only thing I do is invest in genetics, and I don't. Yeah, I've already paid for my racking and stuff. But if I had 35 G's. For me personally, in my situation, I would spend $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 on a DG clown male. I'd probably spend, and this is probably like August, September. I think them projects will both be about $7,500 a piece. I'd probably spend $15,000 on a DG clown male and a DG clown or a DG pied male. So DG clown male, DG pied male. That'd be 15 G's. Probably would pick up some type of magma combo male for 5 G's. So now we'd be at 20. I'd probably spend $8,000 on assortment of some females, probably in the DG puzzle and tri-stripe complex. So now we're at 24. So I got about 10 left. And then the final 10 would just get ate up by some bullshit, probably.
Yeah. Well said.
You gotta have a little room for bullshit. No matter what.
Well, the final 10 just fucking disappears over some bullshit that goes wrong. It's always the saying. It's always something. I've learned to just save the back half for bullshit. $500 truck repair, like my brake booster went out of my truck. I drive an old 94 Chevy. So it's always, it's solid, but every once in a while you got them $300-$400 repairs that pop up. So this and that. Yeah. I bought a smoker for $300 recently. So there's always like some bullshit that I'm blowing money on, get the beer budget.
Can't forget the beer budget. You can't leave the beer budget out. So do you have Desert Ghost stuff now?
A little bit, not much. I got O.3, so 3 female. Desert Ghost I bought in 2017. I got a good deal on them. I paid like $1,200 for them 3, I think. Solid. I haven't produced them yet, but they're adults now. I'm breeding, so we'll see. Hopefully, get some eggs this year. I'm not sure yet. Then I have a Desert Ghost Het Clown male I bought in 2018. Actually, one of my more powerful males. And I didn't really fully answer your question earlier. I have Desert Ghost Het Clown 2 Clown 8 eggs on the ground. So I'm looking forward to that clutch a lot because I want to make female clown Het DGs. I think those would be, good to have back.
Yeah. Yes, they would
in
be
a couple
good.
years, especially if I
they would be good.
Male to go with them. So that would be good. I have a DG Het Pied. He doesn't do shit. He's beautiful. 2 years old or about a year and a half, I think now, and he's locked like months. Yeah, it's kind of a dud so far. So find out, but it is what it is. Whatever.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, you can get upset. You can, especially if you do it for a living, you can really be discouraged on a lot of different things that happens with this. I mean, I popped like a male the other day, and his peens didn't look too healthy, and I mean he's fine. Like I just noticed that his sperm plug was a little thick and a little bit of slight foul smell, and I don't know what. I'm not an expert in that. I think popping them and clearing that out helps a lot. I'm going to keep an eye on him. I'll pop him again probably a week later. And a lot of times it'll be perfect. I feel like sometimes their peens get a little clogged. Got to get it out.
Keep the pipe. Yeah, you got to keep the pipes clean.
All right. So, if you notice a male is like stop locking, sometimes pop them and check it out. I feel like maybe, and I've had it where I pop them and it's like a little thicker sperm plug, maybe like, stuck in the peen, and get that out of there and they're back to locking and
That's
giving babies. I saw Billy from Mutation Creation put out a little tip video recently, and he said that, so it's like time to pair up. He's grabbing the male, and he said that he pops the male right before putting it in the female's tub, which I've never heard of before.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I mean, I've heard of like popping a male and rubbing the sperm plug on a female's back, but not the male that you're pairing. So, and he said something like it clears. What did he say? I don't even remember at this point. Something like it makes them clear it out and ready to go. Kind of like I was just saying about that male, clear him out, ready to go. So,
yeah, I do that before too. Maybe
you have to leave the male in an extra day. I don't know how long it takes to build a sperm plug up. I don't really know all the biology and anatomy of that, but I think that's kind of a newer technique. I think a lot of different things work, So
yeah,
it's almost. I think ball python breeding is a little superstitious in general for breeder to breeder, as far as their little habits and what works for them. And then if you really realize that almost anything works for anybody. It's very, very versatile thing.
Yeah. Do you pair during storms?
Yeah, but that's just kind of like a coincidence. I usually am just fucking pairing all the time. So when the storm rolls around, it's like, we're pairing with a storm tonight, baby. Like, we hit the storm. Anyway, but, it's just kind of when the stars align, they align. It doesn't really make us go out of our way. Typically, it's just we're on a pretty tight schedule on a lot of these males. So.
Do you have, like, I'm sure you've had snakes get sick before.
I've not had any RIs. My biggest, I do have a couple vet visits under my belt, which, 200, 300, 150, whatever, 200 animals. It's bound to happen. And normally it's, I've had some bad luck with males having peens get blown out. You ever had that happen? Either of you, like a male?
Not that I know of.
Well, I've talked to many breeders about it because I was like, all right, this is kind of reoccurring. I've had a leopard Mojave and a dreamsicle. At least 2 males blow out peens. And what I mean by that is it's like they get done locking and then you look at their vent and there's like a swollen peen just kind of pushing out a little bit It'd be a perfect time to drop a picture right now, but we don't have that capability, and I don't have the picture ready or nothing. But so it's like where you pop them and it just starts the peen gets infected and it gets swollen basically, and antibiotics will correct that. But often I feel it's in them 2 cases it was just too late. You would go to pop them and you would get like a little drop of blood come out, or they just, I don't know. It just
wasn't
the peen
right.
goes bad and they won't lock no more. Typically, they're done. So I sold them as a pet only.
Yeah.
And people say it's dumb luck. I think it probably is dumb luck. I just kind of got hit twice with it. I think the more you breed, it makes them more susceptible. You ever heard of a female running on a male? So the female will pull her tail.
Mm-hmm.
If they're locked and she's like skirt, like
yeah,
and he's
I had that
there,
happen.
you know
I've watched it happen before. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the male will try to stay with the female because he's in there, and I guess it's somehow like kind of there's friction. It's locked up in there. He's expanded inside there, so there's like a whatever. It's a grip. so and she's like skirt. He's like trying to come with her, but if she pulls it out, it might cause a tear, and I think that opens it up for like bacteria to get in there if there's any type of tearage or whatever.
Yeah.
So I kind of think that's what happened. It just is what it is. I mean, we have a lot of successful locks. Occasionally, though, we have had it happen. So
yeah,
I changed the plan to it for a dream sickle to go offline. Man, that sucked.
Yeah, that's tough. So you've never had an RI?
I've not had one RI. Honest to God, knock on wood.
Damn. Yeah, bless you.
Yeah, but we have had males get infected peens through blowouts where we've had to administer some antibiotics. But yes, no. Hello. Yeah, there's someone knocking on the door.
Could that be the cat?
I wish it was. So, well, we're going on a trip in the morning, and I think we're waking up at like 6:30 or 7 a.m. And the wife is saying, "You gotta get to bed."
Yeah, or she's gonna have a hard time waking you up.
It's almost midnight, and she can hear me talking through the walls. So, anyway,
we can wrap it up.
Yeah, we should probably wrap, I guess. All right, we're gonna wrap it in a minute.
We always wrap it.
She knows not to do it. I'm going to tell her to never do that again. But
it's all good. But yeah, this was a good time, dude. I'm glad you caught on. This was our longest one.
Didn't even feel like a podcast. Just feel like we were sitting there bullshitting, man. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It was fun.
All right. So disclosure to both of you before we hang up. This is my first time using StreamYard.
Don't delete it.
Listen, no, this is what I'm saying. Right now it says live. We've been going 3 hours, 7 minutes. I don't see a save button anywhere, so I think when I press end podcast, it's going to save it. Does anyone know anything differently?
I think when you hit end, I think it like saves it like in its own list in StreamYard. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So if this doesn't save, it's on both of you.
Hey, it was still fun.
Yeah.
It was still fun.
But yeah, thanks again, bro. I'll put your Instagram and your YouTube and stuff in the description on YouTube. I'm probably gonna post it tomorrow, so I'll send you the link.
All right, cool. I'll put it up on my page.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it was a good time. Thanks again.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it, guys.
Where are you heading tomorrow?
Recipe Stab. It's good meeting you, dude.
Good meeting you too, man. I had fun. I wasn't real talking. I was just listening and learning. That's what I did.
Oh yeah. We're headed to the Mammoth Cave. Do some cave exploring and a little hiking, this and that. A little 1-day trip.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, have a good time, and thanks again. I enjoyed it.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Hey, I wish you the best of luck of your podcast endeavor, man. Keep me on the loop. Feel free to invite me back on. I'll definitely come back on and just let me know, and we'll promo it up tomorrow.
Hell yeah. All right. Later, guys.
See you guys. Have a good night.
Peace.